Fart Studios. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the Bob and Tom Show. It's a little freaky. I could have sworn you were in Boca, but here you are. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob!
Hey!
Hi.
Hey, Hi, kids.
But you're sitting in Tom's chair.
I am in Tom's chair, and I'm about to ruin the desk.
Yes.
Rub everything in your butt crack.
Mine's clean this morning.
Oh! Well, mine's clean, too.
I showered.
As did I.
Who are you?
That is a great question. I've been trying to place you now for almost 2 years.
You're supposed to not be here if Bob's here.
I didn't realize that.
Nor did I.
Hit the bricks, Hucklebuck. Guest today, comedian Ryan Singer. And
All right.
Tom, as we say, is on assignment, and all our thoughts are with Tom and his family.
Yes,
and,
indeed.
Bob is here today.
Hi,
so-
kids.
Hi,
Great
Bobby.
to see you.
Hey, I haven't been down Fall Creek Road in about 2 years.
Yeah.
So what are the odds that as soon as I pull onto Fall Creek Road, I get behind the one guy that I had followed to work a number of times who always drove 5 miles under the speed limit?
That's right. That's
Couldn't believe it.
man. Oh man.
What were the odds?
Well, he obviously hasn't retired.
No, he hasn't. Yeah. So,
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
ain't that the
Indeed.
truth?
My
Chick, you look
goodness.
great.
Thank you, Bob. Right back at you.
Well, thanks, buddy. Who's this guy?
That's
Ace.
legend Ace Cosby.
Ace Cosby.
Hey, new guy.
Hi, how you doing?
Welcome back.
You look great.
Ace is a legend on the playgrounds in New York City. They call him the helicopter. He is.
Oh, really?
He just hovers over the basket. He jams the ball home.
Oh.
I don't know. If
And look at Ace sporting the Dodgers cap in honor.
I wear it every day.
No, you don't. You're a sucker.
Well, it makes you look very handsome.
Thank you.
I've noticed
Christy.
that. They always
Hello,
do.
Bob.
Josh, good to see you.
Yeah, great seeing you.
Yeah.
Doing well?
Yes, sir. Doing very
Good,
well.
good.
This
Enjoying
has to be,
retirement. Trust me.
This has to be a little awkward for you too. I mean,
Why is that?
well, because
Well, we didn't wrestle for the job, you know.
I'd like to see that.
I thought you did.
No, I think there's only one sort of contest I could beat Tom in to get this gig.
Really?
It would involve hot dogs and.
And lotion.
and oh, wait. 2 types of
All right,
contests.
okay.
That's Bob.
And-
Now
That's
you're
Bob.
doing it.
That's not Tom.
And of
What did I
course-
say, Tom?
You said Tom.
Yeah, you did.
I apologize.
That's all right. I know.
really
you know what?
apologize.
It's been 2 years of total strain. I know. I understand. Hi, Christy.
Bob, how are you?
I'm wonderful,
You look
darling.
great.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Feels
You
good.
know, it is interesting. I don't know how much listening you've been doing.
None.
But, Tom,
To be honest with you, my lifestyle changed as soon as I retired.
Well, you don't get up at 5 in the morning?
Hell no.
you're up. You're up.
I'm
from
up at the
yesterday.
crack of 10.
That's the way to do
and
it.
I know you guys are done by then.
Oh.
But honestly,
Well, we're done sometimes by 6:45. The point is,
Yeah,
but
you
no,
obviously
our
haven't been
lifestyle
listening.
changed. We started staying up late, and we stay up late until 2 and 3 and
Oh,
watch
wow.
movies. You know, it's really nice at midnight going, hey, want to watch a movie? Sure.
That's great.
So, yeah, we sleep in till all hours of the morning, and sadly, I don't listen to the program. So I have no idea what you people have been up to for 2 years.
no. You don't mean up to. You mean gone through.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, basically, that guy who sits in your seat just pretty much tells us what to do.
The descent
Is that right?
continued
Okay.
into pure madness.
Yes.
When he wants us to talk, which is never.
very-
Really?
he,
Does he nod at you, or does he shoot the air horn?
You know what? It's a nod, but it's a really quick nod, and you got to jump
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
When
You gotta
when
see
you
it, huh?
You got to see it, and you got to. It's something
We
else.
tease because we love, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That is true. This is actually a therapy session today.
Yes.
oh, thank God.
And we'll bring out all of the demons.
Are you watching Thursday night football in the NFL? You caring anything about that?
You know what, Chick? It's one of my least favorite
I know.
programs of the week.
I feel you.
And I was a
am-
little surprised when Roger Goodell resigned. Here's the man who has oversaturated the NFL
Yep.
and ruined Thursday night football.
Or if not
In my
Thursday
opinion-
nights in general.
True, and he's, in my opinion, causing more injury to players because of the short week.
Well, last night was no
This
exception.
guy gets a bonus?
Yep. And Matt Bryant kicks the tie-breaking 52-yard field goal last night with 3:49 left before Deion Jones intercepts Drew Brees in the end zone. The Falcons win last night, 2017, and my streak continues into
Madness?
madness, sadness, everything. I don't know, Bob. I'm the Sportsosaurus Rex now. I don't know.
Is that what you are?
That's right.
So in other words, everything's the same?
That's right. I have tiny little hands, so I can't reach anything. So Atlanta wins last night, 20-17. I had New Orleans plus the 1 and a double shock. So as you can tell, if you do the math real quick,
How are you on the season, Chick?
I am
rough,
now.
Bob.
I don't think there's no.
I need to know.
I will strangle you, lady.
It started off great.
It started. I was at one point 20-8 at one point.
Is that right?
And now I'm 34 and 46. Now, if you do the math on, it's not very good.
No, that's not very good.
It's not very good.
You owe someone money.
But my thinking last night with this Kamara kid, Alvin Kamara, running back for the Saints, he's amazing. He's got that look. But they're playing every day of the week, so he was in concussion protocol most of the game last night. So
Isn't that nice?
If you're sitting in the blue tent, which is new, and I love it, the blue tent.
What's
Yeah.
the
Is
blue
that,
tent?
is that new this year?
It is new this year. They go in there, the quick concussion protocol.
is that what it is?
Is that what it's strictly for? See, the first time I
Well, the
saw it, I thought
injuries.
Aaron Rodgers was going into the bathroom.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little,
because they used to hold the towels up
Right.
in front of the players when they'd urinate, or
I thought it was an outhouse on the field.
possibly not just urinating,
Maybe knocking one off. Yeah.
Fecal incident.
I'm sure you get excited in the middle of a
I did. I thought it was an outhouse on the field.
I bet it could be used as such.
Sure, you can almost do anything in that big blue tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who's the guy who wants to hold the tent up while,
Well, there's some
Aaron Rodgers drops a dog log? I'm just saying.
Can't you wait till
All of a
halftime?
sudden, I feel at home.
You feel warm and cozy.
So anyway, as Bob said, Thursday nights has it looks like it's increased. It doesn't look like it has increased injuries in the NFL. And Drew Brees joined the chorus of players last night who's saying Thursday night football stinks, and let's get rid of it. And let's.
Do you think they will?
It's too short.
Yeah.
of
What do you think the shelf life is?
I think they're going to. I think they're going to go back to Monday and Sundays and leave
Really?
Thursday alone. I think so.
As soon as.
It might be 2028.
That-
But the point is,
That long?
the point is, it's going to go away. No, Goodell's thing is that the owners love this guy. I mean, I know.
Well,
other than
everyone but Jerry Jones.
Other than
Yeah.
Jerry Jones.
But I thought Jerry
owners-
Jones had like 50% of the guys on his side.
I thought Don Shula and his chair in the competition committee. I love Roger Goodell.
Because he eats at my steakhouse.
That's right. So anyway, other NFL news last night, Cleveland Browns have fired top executive Sashi Brown, but are keeping Coach Hugh Jackson for another season.
It's not Hugh's fault.
Despite a 1-27 record since Coach Jackson took over last year.
I take that back.
Could possibly be.
Okay.
Had a little
Could
bit
be
to do
you.
with it. Disrespect, a little disrespect.
A little bit.
Browns firing is was not unexpected since Cleveland is 0-12 for the second straight season. Now this
Wow.
begs the question: Would you rather be a Washington Redskins fan, and every year you go see a glimmer of hope, and you win a couple of games, you go, "Oh, they beat Seattle in Seattle! This is so exciting!" Or would you rather be a Cleveland Browns fan?
I think I'd rather be a Redskins fan.
Yeah,
Sure.
no joke.
At least you get to see a couple of victories.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
would you rather be a fish? A fish
Is an animal.
A fish is an animal. Coming up in sports, his Zach Ertz.
Who's that?
That's very good.
He's a tight end for the Eagles.
Oh, that guy.
And
This update just in, Chick.
just in.
Finn just sang the Chick McGee song.
Yes!
Oh.
Finn, Tom's daughter. I don't know how I kind of sort of know how this happens. Around Easter, she heard about baby chicks.
Oh,
And so she thinks I'm
a baby chick?
which she's not. She's
She's not too far off.
She's not wrong.
No.
And so she's made up a Chick
Chick
McGee
McGee
song.
song.
Now, keep in mind, along with Tom's last two children, Finn and Hart. I've never met either one of them. But
I think that's
days,
Tom's choice.
One of these. Oh, it's Tom's choice. Make no mistake, I know why.
Yeah,
I haven't-
absolutely.
But you know,
I
in the
haven't met-
in the Finn's Chick McGee song, he farts a lot.
Right.
Chick farted.
I do.
Sort of
Yeah.
his.
And
That's
she
kind of
giggles
the-
when I go, "Yes, Finn, I'm farting right now."
So did you actually record a little ditty for her?
No,
he had it on his phone.
I've heard it. She wrote it, recorded it. It's her song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
completely
I'm very,
original.
it's very nice that she thought of it.
And what are you doing right now, Chick?
I'm farting right now.
Oh, she's loving that.
They're nice. Nothing has changed.
Nope.
Oh, hi. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. I'm Chick McGee. That's Christy. That's Josh. And Bob is here.
Hello, Chick.
See, that's Bob. I told you.
Nice to see you.
I think people thought we were kidding.
No?
You think it was people thought it was, you think we thought it was a
No,
stunt?
no. I think everybody knew it was real and
was real?
super excited.
I thought you were in Boca. I didn't know you were.
No.
Isn't that where all retirees go?
No, see, we're different than other retirees. We go all over America.
Oh.
We just go.
Tijuana? Have you been?
That's not
Tijuana
America.
is not America, Josh.
It's close enough,
Okay.
and it's an
Mexico.
area that I think you should check out.
I guess it
Really?
is in North America.
In my younger days, I went to Tijuana.
How'd that go?
Yes. Well, we went there to get tuck and roll in a car.
That's
all right.
right.
Yeah, see, those were the days you'd go back there and, you have your car custom upholstered. And
Explain what tuck and roll means to those who aren't from Los
well,
Angeles.
it's a back seat that has ridges.
Yeah.
Let's say you've got a car and you want a new car, but you can't
Right.
afford a new car,
Right.
but you want your existing car to feel like a new
Sure.
car.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's
so
right.
you go to the body shop in Tijuana and they do tuck and roll,
darn right
and
they do.
you don't realize that they put sawdust under there
Puff it up.
to cheat you.
I didn't know
kidding.
that.
Oh yeah, that was
Really?
Oh, it was just horrible.
That's right.
Oh, that's rough.
So we'd go there and get cheap beer and maybe see a show,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and
A nice musical. or something.
Yeah, Cats
Sure.
is great in Mexico.
Yeah.
but no, we don't go to Tijuana now that we're retired.
Okay.
No, we go to fancy places like the Lochsa River in Idaho.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh.
So we're seeing the country, having a great time.
Is that the
Good.
potato festival there in Idaho?
No, it's a beautiful river, the river that Lewis and Clark followed, and
Is that your favorite place you've been to so far?
it's one of my favorites. Yeah, it's
Jerry
absolutely
Lewis State
beautiful.
Park?
Jerry Lewis State Park is not that good. I didn't know you had
You
a
know my
state park.
Tijuana story. I can't really tell the whole thing until he retires.
I know you saw a
promised him.
dead dog.
I saw a dog. No, well, yes.
Well?
I saw a dog tied to a lamppost. Went up to pet it. Dead.
Yep.
Wow.
Dead. Then I saw a donkey painted like a zebra wearing a sombrero.
Weren't you there with
One of
well-known comedian George Lopez?
One of America's
Lopez.
sweethearts. That's exactly
Yes.
Yes.
right. And a gentleman asked us a question about something about a pussycat, if we were afraid of them, and we assured them
You were not?
we were not. And one of us
Disappeared.
really wasn't afraid. Anyway,
Well.
where was I?
Tijuana.
Matt Bryant, in case you missed it, 20-17 win for the Atlanta Falcons last night. Matt Bryant, 52-yard field goal with 3:49 left. It got a little crazy here at the end of the game. The Saints were marching down to get at least a tying field goal, but things went haywire. Sean Payton went out on the field. Saints got penalized with a 15-yarder. And then the Falcons intercept the ball in the end zone. Deion Jones with the pick on Drew Brees last night. Saints down 9-4. Falcons just a half game in front of Carolina. The
I've
Browns.
noticed they've been enforcing the coach on the field rule a lot more this season.
I have
more
never.
flags.
I've never seen it enforced. You know what? What did they say? They're going to emphasize it, I guess, this
Why?
year. I have no idea.
What's the point?
I don't know.
He's not hurting anything.
No,
A
he's-
baseball manager couldn't go on a field.
Not
Yeah.
for nobody.
I say the football coach should be dressed just like the players on the field, just like they do in Major League Baseball.
Except he wears a cap.
He wears a cap, pads, jersey, pants, cleats, the whole thing.
Yeah, he should wear the stirrups. He should have to wear stirrups.
No helmet, of
Stirrups.
course, because that would be silly.
Yeah,
The
that was.
stirrup
Right,
socks
right.
they wear in
the
baseball. This
Yeah,
way
oh,
they'll
yeah.
distinguish him from the
I thought you-
players.
Okay.
How's
Not
your
stirrups like an examination room, Christy.
That's kind of what I think of when you say the word stirrups.
gynecologist?
Put your
you
feet in the stirrups.
Eagles tight end Zach Ertz. How's your Zach?
It hurts.
It hurts. He's in concussion protocol despite returning to practice on a limited basis yesterday. Steelers linebacker Ryan Shazier underwent surgery on Wednesday night. Listen to the surgery Ryan Shazier had. It was to stabilize his spine.
Oh, man.
The 25-year-old suffered the injury while hitting Cincinnati's Josh Malone in the head and in the first quarter of Pittsburgh's 23-20 victory over the Bengals on Monday night. And Bills quarterback Tyrod
Is he moving his legs
Taylor.
yet?
Yes, he
Okay,
has
good.
some movement. Tyrod Taylor had limited mobility in his bruised left knee on Thursday, practiced for the first time since being hurt last weekend. All I'm going to say is 6'6", 260 pounds, can run the 40 in 4.4.
Yeah.
And Buffalo Bills fans who ran naked across the field during a blowout loss last month and earned praise from other fans for rushing better than the team's players.
Right.
You recall this, Bob?
Yes, I do.
The gentleman who streaked had more yards than all the Buffalo Bills running backs. That's right. Tristan Lambright admitted to the violation of being the streaker in Orchard Park Town Court yesterday. He'll have to do 25 hours of community service and pay $400 in fines and fees. The 29-year-old ran out onto the New Era Field on November 12th during the Bills' 47-10 loss to those New Orleans Saints. He was tackled by security officers, and after his arrest, fans rallied around him, offering praise for his physique and money for his defense.
That almost sounds worth it. $400, 25 hours. I mean, you can.
He's a folk hero.
National attention. Did you see the security guards when they were actually
Chasing
trying to take him to the ground?
They did not want
They
to.
did not want to touch him.
Among the many
It was
reasons,
pretty funny.
among the many reasons I'm not a security guard or a policeman.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that the thing?
Well, there's
Touching a naked guy.
If you're going to be in a fight, get naked.
yes, but
Nobody will touch you.
well, they'll laugh. Maybe they'll touch you. But the key is, it's hard to get angry at a naked person,
That's true, I guess.
and it's hard to tackle a
Because
naked
if he's
person.
angry, you better be
How about
worried
this?
about
How about
something
what?
else.
You know, I've been married 3 times. We all know that.
Yeah, yeah.
And let's say that I've been in disagreements with
Right.
someone that might have been
A few times.
legally entangled with me. Do you notice that if you're not dressed, you start getting dressed when you start fighting? Have you ever noticed this?
I've not noticed.
So you've actually been in an argument when you were naked, and then you started getting dressed.
No. Yes,
Yes.
that's
Oh.
exactly
You
what
feel less vulnerable maybe at the.
I guess. I don't know. It's like people turn their radio down when they're lost in the car. It's one
Yeah.
of those hack
Are you
premises.
trying to cover
I
up
do
something
that.
like you are in the argument, chick?
Oh.
I'm going to say yes. That's what I'm going to say.
All
You know,
right.
you're not legally bound to say anything anymore, are you?
No, you don't have to say. Well, I'm
have to
sure
worry
there are a
about it.
couple of court orders where you.
No. My attorney's out in the car right now. I don't go anywhere without my attorney.
Of course not.
And I don't know how this is going to work. Oh, wait a minute. But that's sports.
Really?
I don't know. There we go. And remember, this has been the Sportsosaurus Rex
Very nice.
bulletins as they happen. Christy?
Well, you know, it has bada bing on The Sopranos, but the New Jersey strip joint featured in the HBO show is
Wasn't it like Satin Dolls or something?
Satin Dolls, known by police as a possible scene of real-life crime, and they're shutting the doors.
Real quick, ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen, we happen to be in the presence of the worldwide leader and the foremost authority
On strip
in
clubs?
various states of undress. Oh, the Satin Doll. That was opened in
Oh, yeah.
1932.
They're closing Satin Dolls?
Founded by
Dolls.
Jimmy Satin.
Yeah.
And
In Lodi, New Jersey, the club's been ordered to stop live shows and sell its liquor license by January 3rd. Apparently, the former owner continued to run the club despite being barred from doing so, and the club failed to account for large amounts of money coming in and out.
Sure.
Yeah.
yeah, you didn't
No
see
money
nothing.
laundering
You
thing.
didn't see nothing. All right.
You don't think this guy was a pain in the ass to deal with after being on a TV show?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on.
Look, I'm going to say some
You
things.
know who I am?
I'm going to use some bad words. All right?
Yeah.
Man, oh, man.
Yeah.
So it's closing.
Closing the doors.
All right.
Well, they're supposed to close the doors. We'll see.
We'll see.
And a federal judge has ruled in favor
We
of
just won't turn on the sign.
Yeah, knock 3 times and give us a couple minutes.
Yeah.
We'll come get you.
A federal judge has ruled in favor of bikini baristas in Everett, Washington, who sued the city over new dress code ordinances that ban bare skin.
Or Gopher Everett. Sorry, go ahead.
The
That's fine.
injunction means the coffee stands can continue to operate while the lawsuit filed by 7 baristas and the owner of the coffee chain stands. The owner of the coffee, do you remember what the coffee chain's called?
I don't know.
Muffin Suds? I don't know.
Muff and Suds.
There's a hair in my coffee.
Yeah, be quiet. Everybody will want one.
I don't know. What's it called?
It's called Hillbilly Hotties.
Hillbilly Hotties.
Yes.
I don't associate Everett, Washington with hillbilly.
No,
That's
yeah.
not a good name.
Well, maybe it's because there's a hill nearby.
Well, I would imagine there's a few.
There's probably mountains.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's because there are hillbillies everywhere.
Yeah.
I was a
okay.
little surprised by that too, but
Hillbilly hotties.
Hillbilly Hotties.
Does that
yes.
really draw a big line, the girls in bikinis?
I don't live there,
When you're,
so I don't know.
don't you want coffee as you're on your way to work?
Instead of
And,
boobies in your face? I don't. Well, I
Well,
guess
that's good to start the day.
Sure.
I
Yeah,
do
both
too,
get you
but-
going.
Extra cream, please. Sorry.
speaking of extra,
Yeah, leave room for cream.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need it.
Oh, boy.
some residents in a New Jersey city have noticed a glue-like substance on mailboxes.
Oh no.
Glue-like?
Yeah, it's sticking things,
Please.
Yeah.
preventing letters from going down the chute, if you will. The U.S. Postal Service says what's happening in Paterson, New Jersey, is often a method used by thieves to try to steal envelopes containing cash or checks. So the postal inspector says they're checking it out. They declined to say how many incidents have been reported in the city. This must be the kind of mail.
So are they putting like stickum on their fingers and opening mailboxes and just grabbing letters?
Apparently, something like
Okay.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of checks and cash
Or
floating
going
around
down
out
the
there now.
chute in a mail chute in like
Yeah.
apartment buildings, and you know how the larger.
Well, nowadays people send money digitally instead of
Yeah.
don't they?
Quick
Oh,
pay.
sure.
So?
Quick pay, baby.
Is that what it's called?
There's still plenty of grandmothers out there,
my
though,
daughter's
throwing
got that
bills.
at college.
That's true.
Hey, Mom, why don't you sign up for Quick Pay? I go,
Quick
what the
pay
hell
is
that?
the worst invention in the history of the world. That and the
Quick
word
pay.
Guess who
that-
didn't sign up? This.
Mom didn't.
that and the
No.
word daddy.
It's called budgeting.
Yeah.
You need to learn. There's a new word. It's called
Oh,
budgeting,
really?
not
Really?
Quick
Is that
Pay.
what you do? Really?
Yes.
Okay.
How often do you stick to your budget?
I don't have a budget. I'm not.
Well, then heck with
Oh,
quick
don't
pay.
do as
So-
I do.
Oh, I
do
see.
as I
Yeah.
say.
So it's
It's easy to
strictly-
stick with it when you don't have it.
It's a nice way of saying no to your children.
Hello, Bob and Tom show.
Bob and Tom, it's Tony.
Oh, Tony.
Hey, Tony from accounting.
Yeah,
I
that's
woke
right.
up in a pretty good mood.
Uh-huh.
Bob was back, had some eggs. Oh, very easy.
Yeah.
Christy starts chopping in with some news about the Bing.
The
Yeah.
Bing,
Yeah, man.
The Bing is closed.
Shut
Tony.
it down.
What did you say?
The Bing, there was something. There was a problem with the money. The Bing is closed.
Oh, all those beautiful girls now out on the street.
Yeah.
Still before Christmas. They work hard. They go out. They earn.
Yes, they do.
I don't just like to lose a pet. I don't deserve this. I was already depressed. Not to mention, it's my mother's birthday. Jesus.
Oh, that's rough.
Thanks,
Oh, my.
Tony.
Hey, chick.
Yeah.
Call the cops. I smell almonds.
And then Christopher sat on the door.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Poor Tony.
Poor Tony. But
Sad
he makes
day.
a good point. All those girls out on the
Out of
street.
work just
Yeah.
before the
Christmas.
holidays.
And his
Who does
office. He doesn't
that?
have his office anymore.
Do you think there's a spike in strip clubs during the holidays?
Yes, depression.
Maybe.
Do you really?
Depression?
Yeah, well, people
What's
have.
depressing about a strip club?
No, they're depressed.
You're saying
so
they get
go to the
sad and they
strip
want to go
club.
see.
Yeah.
Men get sad and they
Men's
want to
get.
go.
Oh, okay. Single guys who don't have a place
Yeah,
to go
maybe.
to, hang out with the
Maybe
ladies,
single gals. We don't know. I'm not going to judge.
buy them presents,
Yeah.
get nothing in return.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Seems a little specific, Bob. What's going on there?
Yeah.
Hey,
had a
Chick,
creepy
real
ba-
quick, our friend Lori has sent us, she
Well,
said,
which is it?
did you notice that
What?
Chick started losing when he became Sportosaurus Rex?
Oh, that's true.
Bring-
Bring
that
back
right?
the sports honchos, she said. Oh, the Rex has spoken and does not care for Lori's suggestion.
That's right. That means.
So really, so you took a new moniker and down go the ratings?
That's true.
Well, he took another one before that, Sports Honcho.
I was the
Sports
sports
honcho.
honcho, which I
Really?
liked very much.
Well,
but,
you were 20-8.
But I'm not going to say who didn't like it, Tom. I'm saying.
Yes.
He's not here.
he-
You can be the sports honcho all you
I
want
could
today.
be the sports honcho. Maybe some Mexican If it's a Mexican music, I could be the sports.
Should we put up a poll on social media asking if you should change from the Sportsosaurus Rex?
We should put up a poll because of the poor girls at the Bing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Would you take in
Ladies,
a stripper
For the holidays.
for the holidays?
just leave a poll.
I don't
Leave
think
a
that's
poll
I
on
don't
your
think that's
porch.
the poll. We're talking about sports
Poll
honcho
about a poll.
or the
Yeah,
Sportsosaurus
Sportsosaurus
Rex.
It seems like we have a poll every week about
Oh, do you really?
what my
Sportsosaurus
name
Rex
is.
Maybe let's
very
not do
wordy.
a poll then.
You know what?
Do one every week.
F the poll.
That's what got them closed.
Let's do a poll about which poll.
Okay.
Sports honcho.
How about a poll? Do you like polls or not?
You want to have more polls or less polls?
Oh, boy.
Evidently, you can put polls up on Instagram now. I didn't see yes or no. Did you see?
You can?
can?
What?
Yeah, you can vote yes or no on
I thought
your
it was
stories
strictly
and stuff.
pictures on that.
No,
I still
Not
don't
anymore.
understand
the
Instagram.
stories and stuff.
Now, yeah, the story thing is new. Yep, like Snapchat.
I don't know anything about Snapchat. All I do is Twitter.
And you're
Snapchat
very
is,
good.
Snapchat.
And I blame Chick McGee for that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You started the whole Twitter
Talk
thing
to
many
the
years
tiny
ago.
hands.
Oh.
That when you make that noise, I think of Bigfoot. We have Bigfoot coming up in the news today.
Do we? What's he up
Yes. Well, I can't tell you. This is
to? Or
called the
she? I guess
tease.
we shouldn't. We really
Yeah, the
don't know.
Bigfoot has to have.
Sasquatch can be both. They
Got to
want
be a
Maybe
girl
they're
and a
like-
boy.
yeah,
or we
Maybe they're like worms. Maybe they're both.
You're right.
They can self.
And if you cut them in half, you get two Sasquatches.
Exactly right.
Possibly.
Oh,
I don't know
like
if
a
you know this
starfish, they
about,
regenerate.
You know, if
Like
there
a
was
worm, yeah.
if it has to be a female Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Because if it was a male Sasquatch, it would be humping everything in the forest. And you would see it.
All right, Bob has a
Isn't a
good point.
female Sasquatch a Sasquatch? No. Maybe,
Oh.
maybe
It's a
not.
saw. It's a squaw
Chick.
squatch.
Chick, I know where you're going with this.
I think I'm already there. I think it's too late. I
And
appreciate you trying
we'll
to
change
save me.
subs. I'm going to step in and be Tom for a second. Chick.
Josh is a believer in, what is it?
Are you a believer in Sasquatch?
Cryptozoology. I like to believe. I like
to
to. I don't think there's any real proof that there is one, but
I
there's
know.
no real proof that there isn't.
I know, but I love the guys that say, hey, look, we found some remains. And all of a sudden,
Yeah.
you see they've probably gutted a lion or something. And they put all these entrails and stuff in a cooler. And it's like, yeah, here's living proof right here. It's like, you guys are just the biggest morons on the face of the earth. Honestly, if there was a Sasquatch out there, it would be looking for sex.
You would probably.
Making more Sasquatch.
Well, wouldn't
Yeah.
it be wanting to have? Well, never mind.
It's a guy.
No, it's a Bigfoot.
I know, but it's a Bigfoot with a big. Well,
Yeah. Well, you know what they say.
Foot,
Big
yeah.
foot,
Foot,
big.
big,
Yeah.
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 Big shoes. That's what they say.
That is what.
But
And
Bigfoot
in-
doesn't wear shoes.
And in nature, they do it wherever they want to. You don't have to have a hotel room or a bedroom. You can do it wherever you want if
don't
you
need
are part
reservations.
of the animal kingdom.
Mr. and Mrs.
Correct.
Bigfoot, party of two. Like a nice room with a view.
We'll be back with Bigfoot in the news.
Okay.
All right.
Also, do you know what the most tweeted tweet was? We were talking about Twitter for 2017.
No, I saw what some of the most liked
The tweetest
Instagrams were,
tweet
but
of
the
all-
most.
I know who
tweeted
who tweeted it, but I don't know what the tweet was.
All right, we'll
one of
have that
those-
coming up.
One of those Armenians.
Was it? Are we
One of
talking
those
retweet? Okay, I
Kardashians?
guess
The
we'll
most
talk
shared tweet of the year, so it'd be the most retweeted tweet, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
yes.
I have a guess.
This is confusing. Let's take a poll.
Let's take a poll on whether we want to come back or not. Yeah, we'll be back. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Hi, welcome back. It's the Bob
was
and Tom
smooth.
Show. Very smooth. Oh, okay.
Okay. I check.
You want to do this?
No. Maybe you haven't noticed.
You know what? Go to the Bob and Tom app. Today's your last day to enter the Steven Singh Jewelry Contest. I'm not sure how it works, but you can win jewelry from Steven
It's a
Singer.
scratch-off game.
I like scratch-off
don't use
games.
a
Don't
quarter
actually use a
or a
quarter on your
key
phone.
or blah.
Use a coin, don't you? A Bitcoin.
Oh,
Can you,
that again?
maybe you
I'm
can-
Nobody knows what
Can
a
you scratch
Bitcoin
off
is.
with a Bitcoin?
Do you actually physically get a coin?
You know what? I don't understand Bitcoins at all.
Me either. I think it's a big scam. Somebody somewhere's sitting on a lot of money.
Yep.
You don't have to buy a whole coin. You can just buy like a section of a
Fraction.
coin.
Yeah, you get a
Don't worry,
fraction.
They send you
Really?
a little
A
piece.
fraction.
Then you got to meet all the other
You
people
want a
with
tenth?
the
I'll give you a
pieces,
tenth.
and you got to put them all together.
I don't trust a coin that doesn't have a head or a tail.
That's right. No, yeah. If you can't,
That's a great point.
if you can't flip it, I don't want it.
That's right. And by the way, we were talking about Bigfoot,
Yep.
and I mused what
Yes.
a female Bigfoot would be called, and
Yes.
someone on Twitter helped me, and it is, of course, snatch squats.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That's not the direction we were
So
going, was
there-
it?
No, I was going, turns
Actually,
out
that's-
that's
Okay.
the better version
Thank you
of where
very
I
much.
was going. And speaking of that, here's Christy.
Oh, speaking of Bigfoot, and nearly 12. Wait a minute.
You meant because she has a Sasquatch story, right?
Spread out.
Bigfoot story.
Spread out.
A nearly 12-foot tall sculpture of Bigfoot has been put up in an upstate New York town where some say the legendary creature stalks the woods.
Okay.
That's got to be gorgeous.
No,
12 feet tall, right?
Paul Thompson
See, I
told.
thought there was a place in Washington and Oregon.
Oh,
that,
they are everywhere.
Oh, they're
North
not just the Pacific
Carolina.
Northwest anymore, Bob.
Oh, yeah. They're in North Carolina.
They're migrating, yeah.
Yep.
So do we have the
See,
the Vermont?
some of the pluses,
Bigfoot.
and pluses and minuses of being imaginary is they can be anywhere. So, that's the thing.
I beg your pardon.
And
Paul Thompson said he got the idea for the statue after meeting people looking for Bigfoot around Whitehall, New York. So he paid a local artist for an 11-foot, 8-inch high, half-ton steel sculpture that depicts Bigfoot in full stride. He placed the sculpture in front of his business. That's almost 12 feet tall. That's do you
Yeah.
think Big
Almost.
feet are 12 feet. How tall do you think a Bigfoot would be?
Maybe 12? I would have thought more
Once
like...
again,
Most of the documentary footage we've seen of Book, he's about 6'2".
Yeah, would you say...
It's because
He's about man-sized?
It's hard to
6'2"
find
and 6'6".
a 12-foot Bigfoot costume.
Oh, and to
know.
keep with the current season, Bigfoot's head is now covered with a large red and white Santa Claus hat.
Well, why wouldn't it be? Sure.
Of course.
They
It's
celebrate.
festive.
It's festive.
They celebrate Christmas in Bigfoot.
I
Sure they
guess
do.
so.
Well, now this goes back to Bob's point of Sasquatches humping anything they can find. Surely this would attract another Bigfoot.
I would think. Hey, look at that hot one. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like sometimes a deer or an elk or something would be attracted to a sculpture in a yard, and they
Yeah,
start.
there's.
Yeah.
I've seen a
Sure.
picture of a buck humping a lawn art deer.
Yeah.
One of the, something
Sure.
that someone put in their lawn. There's a big one trying to mate it.
So this could happen with the Sasquatch
I would think
statue.
so.
The epitome, the best Bigfoot movie ever is called Willow Creek, directed by my buddy Bobcat Gold.
It's really effective. It's scary.
Really it came out in 2013. I'm sure it's available on a digital platform near you.
Yeah, check that one out.
Check that
Now,
out.
Willow Creek, is that the name of the city? Is there
I
a city
think it
called
might be.
where
They're
they have Bigfoot stuff everywhere?
Yes.
The
Yep.
restaurants are Bigfoot themed. Humboldt County, California.
Where the grass is grown.
Oh, this
Oh,
is scary.
That's
Bigfoot.
exactly right.
We did a trip to the West Coast,
Yeah.
stayed in the Redwoods, camped in Humboldt County.
Did you?
Huh.
And I tell you, it smelled like pot everywhere.
I bet.
I mean, there were farms all around this campground. And
Yeah.
You wake up, walk out of your trailer, and oh man,
Well,
this is fantastic. I mean, it's heavy smell of marijuana.
Wow.
Welcome
So
to
yeah, no
Dankville.
wonder they see Bigfoot.
speaking of marijuana, San Francisco could have recreational weed for sale the first week of January.
Well, LA's getting it right.
LA gets it the
less-
first week.
Yeah.
Under legislation signed by San Francisco's mayor. Mayor Ed Lee has approved legislation that steps up a permitting system and dictates where future pot shops can be located.
Headley.
Yeah, yes, very good.
Yes.
Not Headley.
Ah. San Francisco will not be ready for sales on New Year's Day when recreational weed becomes legal statewide, but more than 40 city outlets already authorized to sell medical marijuana could start selling adult use pot January 6th if they meet local and state requirements.
So we're in the state of Oregon,
Okay.
and we're in Bend, Oregon. Beautiful city.
Lovely.
None of the
a
roads
friend
are
there.
straight there. Did you know that, John?
I didn't know that.
That's absolutely true, yes.
So we go into a vape store
Yes.
looking for some oils for our vape cigarettes.
All right.
And the guy says, "Hey, did you know that there's a pot shop just across the street here?" Seriously? So I can just go over there and buy it? He goes, "Yeah, it's legal here." Well,
Well,
of course,
so you had to go.
I have to go see what this is like.
Sure.
and walk in. You have to show your ID as soon as you walk in. It's just case after case after case.
Beautiful
of
acres of
marijuana buds everywhere, and it was heaven.
How did you choose?
Well, they give a description of what each type of
You get
bud
to sample?
does.
Okay.
I said I would like something giggly that used to be popular, say, in the early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want this one right here.
Wow.
These people are connoisseurs. They are salesmen. And it was pretty cheap. Couple of buds for $12. Very,
Oh.
very reasonable.
$12.
Did you, or do you,
Want me to?
do you have
Is
any,
there-
bring any?
I saw Bigfoot in Bend, Oregon.
Darn right you did.
Yeah, damn right I
You
did.
damn right. Hi, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Man, I'm working hard today.
Yes, you are.
Finally.
It's
Oh, wow.
Yes, you are, Jake.
Oh, yes, you are.
Thank you.
Thank yours.
The legendary Ace Cosby, engineer.
Ace is
And
looking very handsome today.
Christy is here, and Josh is here, and Bob has returned.
Sitting in Tom's seat,
Yes,
which is really
I'm actually
throwing
sitting
me.
in Tom's corner of the world, and
Yeah.
it is confusing.
Hey, bet.
It really is. So he has compressed air over here. What's that
Well,
for?
first of all, we have to introduce our guest.
He's man about town, a comedian, entrepreneur, author. You have a book coming out?
Author now.
Ryan Singer.
Hey,
Ryan.
Ryan, good to see you.
Great to see everybody. Yeah, I'm letting everybody know that, like, you know how when someone's a judge, you have to say, no, it's judge.
It's
You know,
Judge.
I'm like, no, it's author.
Dr.
Oh.
Singer. It's author.
So you'd
It's
like to be
author.
known as author from now
Author,
on?
yeah, author,
singer?
Author singer actually has a nice ring to it. Even though the book I came out is all just drawings.
Arthur,
Oh, okay. All right.
Arthur Miller tried that, and it... Author Miller.
No, it's nice to be here.
It's,
I'm like,
it's an old literary joke.
Yes.
you know, as an author,
Well,
I should have got
perhaps
that.
if you cracked a book.
crack a book.
There you go. Sorry.
It's nice to be in here because you guys seem to have a lot of juice going this morning. I like it.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's sort of like the teacher is sick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
And
It's Thunderdome,
definitely got that
baby.
vibe.
And
Anything
the
goes.
substitute teacher, who is really a sex worker, is in the classroom. Yeah. Yeah.
As a
Boys,
former
boys.
substitute teacher myself, I can say that's probably not far from the
Whoa,
truth.
whoa, really?
Oh, that was yeah. Gosh, now that I'm in my middle ages,
Yes.
I love
So you
saying
actually
that. Like, I'm in my middle ages.
graduated from college and immediately started teaching?
Yeah, got a short-term sub license, and waited tables at the same time because I was like, this comedy gig, it's really going to take off. 15 years ago, ooh, I was wrong. And so yeah, you had to do like the fingerprint. I was like, this was back when they still,
What,
before
what
computers.
grades?
All that. I did 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade in a Montessori school because I got hired full time.
You have to wear a monk robe? Is that what
No,
that
that's a
what I-
monastery.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
See, I thought.
Arthur Miller.
Marilyn
yes.
Monroe. Arthur
Monroe.
Miller. Okay.
I swung an incense while I was in there, but
sure. Yeah.
we called it. I let the kids think it was incense. Anyway, so
So did you have a long-term substitute, or were you
no, I had a
one day by
short-term
day?
license, but they had, and I had only done it twice at this one school, and it was downtown Dayton. It's been like torn down to the ground. I don't think that's a, no, it's not a, or it is
It's
a
not because of
coincidence.
you. It's
Could
sort
be.
of-
Yeah, it's not
No.
because of me.
Okay,
But
that's good.
and then they had a teacher apparently on a Friday afternoon just say, "Hey, I'm not coming back on Monday. I'm done." I was like, "Oh, that's why you work in a restaurant." So you can do that. Like I didn't know you could be a teacher and do that. So the principal called me while I was working at this restaurant called O'Charlie's, and she offered me the job on the spot. She's like, "We're in a spot. Do you want the job? You've got a degree, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got a degree in English." And she said, "Well, it's math and science, but they're only 11." And
Oh, yeah.
No. Yeah.
you'll have the teacher's book. And I was like, "Oh yeah, then I can do it."
Do you have the answer? May I have the answer?
May I?
Thank
Something
you.
like that.
Period.
Yeah, and so then I was a teacher for about 3/4 of the year after that. So the last.
And that did that change your mind on teaching?
Oh my God, that was like
Yeah.
that's the hardest
It went
job
from
in the
shaping
world.
young minds to herding cats.
To
right?
like, I had a small drinking problem during that time.
Oh,
I had
became a
never,
large
I had
drinking
never
problem?
blacked out
Oh.
from drinking until like one day I had a date on a Friday night, and we got to the date at like 5 o'clock, and I was already like in the bag, you know, like 20 minutes into the date. It was a first date with a woman I'd worked with at the restaurant. I was like, oh, I'm so into this chick for so long.
Finally, we're
And
going
finally, and then I called it the King's English. That's when I just drank Crown Royal on the rocks.
out. Of course, yes, on the rocks.
Yeah, on the rocks.
Don't cruise it.
So I'm like, I'm speaking the King's English
What am
tonight.
I, hillbilly?
And
Okay.
I'm walking to the bathroom to, I think, probably throw up, and I went out. Lights went out, and I went face first into a coin change machine. And I woke up on the ground in the parking lot because I guess they dragged me out of the bar.
Yeah, so you don't know how you got to the parking lot.
Yeah, right. And so luckily I knew everybody at this bar because I ran an open mic night there every Tuesday. So they kind of were like, hey, singer, what's going on? What's going on? And I was like, I've just been teaching for too long. And they're like, you've been teaching for like a month.
What happened with the young
girl,
lady?
I woke up on her couch the next morning and to a nice note. I've gone out. Please show yourself out when you're done. And that was it. And so, yeah, it really
no
blew up.
second date, huh?
No second date. So that's...
I've told you guys that I didn't know that blackout was different than passing out until about 4.5 years ago. I had no idea. Blackout is totally different.
You don't
you're
remember
still
a thing.
awake.
You're up and around, you're
yeah.
interacting, but your brain goes, you know, this is
Shut off,
This is we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah,
but
this
you go
isn't
ahead.
good.
You
You
send the
make a
body
fool of yourself.
Yeah,
you
it's not
send the
good.
body ahead.
Yeah.
My brother calls it checking into the blackout lounge. You can always kind of see it in somebody's eyes when they're just gone.
Ooh.
And that's like when you know, like, oh, they're not
You know,
gonna
it's
remember
not
any of
good
this.
when you have different names for blacking out.
Yeah.
Is that on the signs? Is that on the list?
I think it's on the.
You might be an
yeah.
You
alcoholic.
might be an
if.
alcoholic if.
Did we have the list of passwords for Tom's computer?
Yes, we'll have those in a second.
Oh.
Nope.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Oh, my.
Oh, it's Captain Dave.
Wow.
Morning, radio pussies.
Captain Dave.
And a special good morning to honorary Captain Bobby. Good morning.
Ah, thank you, Captain.
Yes, sir. You're sitting in the captain's chair, aren't you?
I am.
Like a big man you think you are. Listen, I got a question for you, Bob.
Yeah, what's that, Captain?
What happened? The hell's going on? Whatever it was, they threw me overboard, too.
I ran aground 2 years ago.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
We've almost got the chum dumpster repaired. We're ready for service again. You know, it's funny. I heard Mr. Singer talking about substitute teaching.
Uh-huh.
Well, I had to take up a couple gigs to you know, make some money while the boat's being repaired. I was had an ice cream truck for a while.
Yeah.
That didn't go worth a damn. The Banana Rocket Buster is $4.50, kids. It's tens and hires only. No change.
No change.
And I was also a substitute teacher.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, but I learned the school systems don't think making the kids walk the plank out the third-story window is proper punishment.
Yeah, I bet.
But it is.
But as always, Bobby, you can come aboard the chum dumpster with me and Clappy, me first mate.
For free? For free?
Bob, it's 51.
Let's not get crazy.
Yeah, that's not good. That's
$51, 50s and hundreds only. No change.
no change.
There's been no change. Okay, Bob, I've got to go.
Bye, Captain
Bye,
Dave.
Captain Dave.
Always a pleasure.
Lot going on here.
Yeah.
I bet. We'll talk to you in 2 more years.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure he ran aground. We didn't throw him over.
I know.
Okay, possible passwords for Tom's computer. Bob
Hold
is
on, let me
sitting
get to the login page here.
Okay, try.
Can you see that keyboard okay?
Yeah, have you? Has everyone seen this keyboard?
Yeah, has any...
Look at the size of these letters.
Yeah, they're...
Always hilarious.
Honest to God.
Yeah.
They look like bingo cards.
They really do.
You're right.
Let's try
I
B17.
want to make sure I'm hitting the right key.
So, what happens when I log? Okay, what do you got, chick?
Try fecal poop. FECALPOOP.
FECALPOOP.
Of course, yep. No?
Return? Nope.
Okay.
Surprising.
Try.
Don't touch my stuff.
Don't touch my
no.
stuff.
All together.
Yeah, all
Nope.
over
We're gonna
it.
lock that up,
How
then.
about gasoline tanker, armored car? Try that.
Yeah, I'll just try gas tanker. Nope.
Okay, try poop fecal. Try that.
Oh, that, yeah,
Oh,
just
you mean
switching,
reverse
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fecal,
fecal, FECAL. No.
How about duty? No.
D-U or D-O?
How do you spell duty?
D-O-O-T-Y, right?
Yeah, that's what I would say.
D-O-O-D-I-E.
Oh, duty.
Oh.
How
No
about
wonder I can't get in.
how about I have a code? Is that
I live by a code.
try
Nope.
deuces? Try deuces.
This is
All
wild.
Nope.
And finally, where my hair go? Try that.
Oh, boy.
Baldy. Let's try
was
that.
my favorite.
Nope.
Where my hair go?
Sorry, none of those work. All right.
Thank you on it. Maybe we'll.
So,
try
Ryan,
it.
where are you headed this week?
I'm headed to Mason City, Illinois. So Mason City Limits Comedy Club. It's such a fun,
is a
intimate
great,
room
It is great.
that I always have a good time there.
They still have the
Supposedly it's haunted.
steakhouse there?
They still, well, actually, I think it's now a Mexican restaurant next
Oh,
door.
even better.
Yeah, so I think it's a pizza joint and a Mexican restaurant, if I'm
Nice.
not mistaken.
Okay.
So yeah, it's always a good time out there.
Excelente.
Hi, welcome back. Testing 1, 2. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Christy's here, Josh is here, our guest comedian Ryan Singer is here, and Bob has made his triumphant return.
Yes, here I am. First time back at the studios in, well, almost 2 years.
Wow.
2 years,
That-
almost
yeah.
exactly 2
It's
years.
great to see you.
Almost exactly.
Saw you guys in Cincinnati, but I haven't,
Yes.
haven't been in the studios.
And we saw you in May at Carp
At
Day.
the track. Yeah.
And in celebration of Bob being here, right now, Bob and Tom VIP is free for everybody.
Say what?
Yes, so you can watch
Man,
this
I'm glad I
show.
put makeup on.
Oh.
Yeah, me too.
So you can watch the show right now?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Absolutely free?
Yes, sir.
Hell of a deal.
Also, if you're still Christmas shopping, don't forget the fabulous Bob and Tom store with these beautiful, and I don't know if you've seen Bob, but
I
they
have not.
brought back the retro Bob and Tom face, the characters where Tom actually has hair. Looks like kind of like the Grinch.
The Bug-Eyed Bob and the Grinch Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, did you
Well,
know they were using your image on?
That's the, I did not. That is the original, I guess, caricature of me and Tom way back on the White Album.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And it's for sale on the Bob and Tom website. And if you buy $50
Does,
Which why wouldn't you?
do I still get
Worth
the
of-
employee discount?
with the merch, we can work on
All
that.
right, thanks.
No.
You get
No.
it free.
No.
You know how things
I know how it works. Yeah.
We have a camel toe mistletoe hoodie. We have all kinds of cool
Oh,
things
nice.
just for the holidays.
I should visit the site more often.
Yeah, you should.
I really should.
Speaking of
We have
Christmas.
another suggestion for Tom's
Let's try it.
password on his
Okay.
computer.
Give it away.
It's all one word. Big, B-I-G.
Oh boy.
Dick.
D.I.
Black. Big Dick Black.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
you know what? You know what?
If he's in
This
with
may
that,
work.
No.
I'd try Big Dick
I'll
Black
try with a
69.
Y. D-Y-C-K. Nope, nothing.
What,
Okay.
what did you try, Christy?
Big Dick Black
Did
69.
you? Oh, let me tell
We get
you how it
excited.
works, babe. First I lay
right,
on my
no,
back.
no,
Okay.
I'm facing
Sorry,
one
I'll-
You
way.
just got yelled at for this.
I really did.
I know.
Off the air.
So you were.
That was the most uncomfortable.
Is that how you
hilarious-
learned through song?
It's how I teach.
Okay, I see. Okay.
yes.
Oh, you
All
might
right.
not
I
be
teach
aware of this,
this
but
song.
Josh was in his performance group in high school. It was called the Premiers. What was
It was called Premiere. It was
Oh,
a
it was
show
a Premiere.
choir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show
yeah.
choir. Oh,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
you have some moves there.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, sure. I
Show it.
jazz.
Show it.
Turn the beat
Just
around.
look at that.
Beat
Okay.
around.
So this is similar to
Love
the group
to-
I was in, the Young Americans, I'm guessing.
Yes,
So you,
yeah.
You did choreography and music together.
That's right.
And you were a baritone?
Bass.
Bass.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you have to lift and twirl any girls?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. It was great. And
Yeah.
do that one move where you pick them up and then they spread their legs and go around your
Oh,
waist.
yeah,
And then
sure.
you pick them back up and they go
Yeah.
to one side and then
Yep.
pick up and go to the other side.
I bet you loved rehearsals.
Can we do that again, please?
Yes,
I didn't quite.
And Josh,
not working
I don't
for
know
me.
if we have
What
it
else?
available, but Josh has a beautiful new song out for the holidays.
I
don't
heard
know if
this.
Have
Is
you
it
heard
the Mr. Grizz?
Yes.
Yes, I heard it 2 days ago.
Uh-huh.
It came up on my email, and I listened, and I enjoyed it very much.
Did
Oh,
you?
thank you.
Yes.
Did you enjoy the singers and the dancers that were part of the performance?
I didn't see the video. I just heard it.
Mm-hmm. Neither did
So
we.
there's
I was
a,
Tom claims that the Josh Arnold singers and dancers have done that song and not just.
not
Oh,
just
really?
Josh.
just
Not
me.
just
I've
you.
listened to it several times. The only voice I hear is Josh's. I don't know.
Well, and Tom claims he
Tom
sings on the song
and
as
he
well.
doesn't.
He doesn't sing one note,
Did Tom produce this?
of course.
He's singing.
Well, he was there yelling at that song.
Oh, okay.
Do we have that handy, or that we can play?
It's probably over here, and I don't know how
Oh,
to
here
run.
it is.
What is,
Would you
by the
like-
way, what is this bag over here? This
It's
bean
to
bag?
put your wrist on so you don't get carpal tunnel when
Oh,
you're
good.
using
Oh, can I
your
borrow
mouse.
that?
You want to put something on it? Huh?
You got an extra one?
Josh, it's when you're using your mouse, not your.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not mine.
You can call it.
Hold
whatever
on.
you
Cleaning break. Cleaning break.
want.
Oh, cleaning break. Oh, God. Jeez. Here we go. I want to play this for you.
Let's hear this.
Here's Mr. Grizz.
Josh here. You know, this holiday season, I wanted to write a song about someone I admire, respect, and love. I couldn't think of anyone, so instead I wrote a song about Tom Griswold. Or as I like to call him, Mr. Grizz. You're a mean one, Mr. Grizz. You really are a jerk. You're insulting and demeaning. You're a prickish piece of work, Mr. Grizz. You're a frozen-hearted ass bag, and you drive us berserk. You're a nutcase, Mr. Grizz. You truly are insane. You're a certifiable psycho with a highly abnormal brain, Mr. Grizz. Your mental illness is something even the finest psychologist cannot explain. You're so boring, Mr. Grizz. Those stories you repeat. Your references are dated and your knowledge obsolete, Mr. Grizz. Listening to you makes us all want to lie down in the middle of a busy street. You're repulsive, Mr. Grizz. You have no allure. You're as sexy as a scrotum covered in syphilitic sores, Mr. Grizz. You've got all the sex appeal of a steaming pile of manure. You're a child, Mr. Grizz. Your jokes are juvenile. Anuses and feces are the things that make you smile, Mr. Grizz. You talk more about poop than a compulsive coprophile. Oh, God. Tom, I had no idea you were here.
Josh, you understand, I'm the boss here, and
Yes, yes.
I write all the checks.
Good point. How about this? You're a genius, Mr. Grizz.
That's better.
You truly are the best.
Very good.
Everyone who knows you should consider themselves blessed, Mr. Griswold, sir.
I like that.
You're an extremely intelligent, wonderfully funny, supreme human being, and that giant penis of yours, well, we're quite impressed.
Why, thank you.
Well, there you go. You can tell Tom wrote that one, huh?
Mr. Grizz.
He wrote the last verse,
The
yeah.
last one. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Josh wrote the rest of it, as you can tell.
What?
We've got
Heartfelt.
another password.
Hold
for
on a
Tom's
second. Hold on.
computer.
I have to get this thing keeps shutting off because I
okay.
don't have the password.
Right.
All
It's try this.
All right.
JOSH
Yes.
Josh?
ISFAT.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Josh is
Nope.
fat.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh is fat.
You think
The way
Josh is...
Christy said it,
wait.
Oh, yeah,
the way
Josh
you
is-
said it, it wasn't so much a repeat of
It
what
was like
Chick spelled
you were
out. It was
kind of
like,
confirming it.
yeah, it was like, Bob, in case you haven't noticed, Josh is fat.
Josh
he's,
is fat.
he's fat. He's a fat
No,
man.
I'm
I don't,
saying Tom likes to call attention to the fact that he
Well, I don't think
thinks
you're
Josh
fat
is fat
at all, Josh.
No, he's not at all.
I'm overweight, sure.
You're big bone.
He's burlesque.
Big bone.
Yeah, and around my big bones, there's some fat.
There's a bit of meat.
That's it.
That's nothing wrong with that.
I think
Here's
you're
one of the
very
fattest
sexy.
things I've ever
What do
done.
you got there, Chip?
Actually, the fattest thing, one of the fattest things I've ever done, it involved Josh. We had, remember Spam Day?
I do remember Spam Day.
He went out and bought Spam. We ate Spam sandwiches and watched cartoons.
I believe 2 different flavors.
Yes, we
We had
had.
regular
Yeah,
and
regular-
jalapeno.
Oh.
I didn't know they had flavored Spam.
Well, you have to have something to add flavor to Spam. So
How
I can see why.
dare you?
I agree.
That's something I just have never.
Really?
There's nothing worse. How about a spam and jelly sandwich with the stuff you get inside the spam can?
Oh, the actual Spam jelly? Man, my grandma used to love the jelly
The
part.
jelly?
She would spread it on the bread and then put the Spam on there. She's dead.
Really? Was she also big boned?
She might have been.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hey,
could
I
that be?
I think we have
hear
a
the
phone
phone
call.
ringing. Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, man, it's Donnie Baker.
Donnie.
Hey, Bob, it's so good to hear you back on the radio, man.
Thanks, Donnie.
Swear to God, we've been tailgating since 2 a.m. waiting for this.
Is that right? All right.
It's better than when my boss Randy got head, foot, and mouth disease that year. And Chicken Christie was right. Since you've been gone, Bob, it's almost like Tom does the show by himself and takes them hostage. Swear to God.
Yeah.
I'll say it like this. If they ever find a cure for Tom's baldness, they should just rename this show after him and him only. Call it the Tom, Dick, and Harry Show.
Wow.
Say it right to his face.
I know you would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, you would.
Since you've been gone, a lot of things have changed, but some things are still different. Like, first off, my boat's still for sale.
Is it
Oh,
really?
okay.
I swear to God, my mom Phyllis is still part-time on day shift at Xanadu's.
I'll be
Oh,
damned.
nice.
There you
So
go.
depressing. See, you know, going to day shift in a strip club's like being a ball player gets sent down to the minor leagues.
Yeah.
And she's done so much for them. You know, put in over 20 years, spent countless nights in acrylic hills, and now her feet are crippled, tries to get her toes done, but her nails are so thin they can't hold 2 coats anymore.
Oh.
So no matter what color she picks, they end up looking like Indian corn.
Really?
She used to do all their charity work. You remember she organized a Tuggies for Tots that year.
I do remember that.
that's very
Yes,
nice.
She did.
I remember
But they
that.
advertised on radio, and people thought it was Huggies for Tots. So
Uh-huh.
now, even though, you know, she's well into menopause, our entire house is loaded for bear with free diapers.
Really?
Yep, but at least now I can soundproof the basement and carport after all these years.
Or you
And I
can
know
use them for Wolfie.
You're the ultimate boob man still, Bob.
Thank you.
And I'm like you. I ain't picky. I like them all. You know, big, small, tweeners, as long as they're firm, like Aaron Neville's. But the fact
Yeah.
remains, my mom Phyllis wants some advice from you when you get a chance. Because, you remember, she used to have the best set ever.
Did she?
But her boob job was done way back in circa 1994
All right.
during the Code War. And to this day, I think that's why her nipples are so firm.
Oh.
They're like the snub-nosed tails on a Doberman Pinscher 24/7. But it's the boobs itself. They're sagging now, Bob. And now when they sag and she's lost weight, she's got them rivets around each one.
Oh.
So instead of boobs, from a distance, they sort of look like the tops of 2 chicken pot pies. So,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The cross.
So
yeah.
descriptive.
well, she can't get night shift work, but she is getting recruited by the assistant manager at Cracker Barrel. So it's sort of like a win-win now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, man, I'll let you go. But I heard you trying to hack into Tom's computer.
No luck. No at
Well,
all.
try this one.
All right.
Anal porn. When
All right.
When you pack it in, don't do it all together. Make sure it's in Helvetica's, and also make sure it's hymenated.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Donnie.
Donnie. So informative.
Oh, it's so nice when Donnie
Well,
calls.
then-
He is
Isn't
a
it?
modern poet.
Oh, yes.
He certainly is.
He truly is.
The acrylic heels stuff them in there. Christy, what else is going on over there?
What? Wow, you really fell into that.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, that sounded just
Yeah, it
like
sounded
him.
really just like him.
Anything else?
What else you got?
What do a former U.S. president, LeBron James, and a guy who really likes chicken nuggets have in common?
It depends on which former president.
Well, Twitter released its top trending people and topics for 2017, ranging from sports to politics to Korean boy bands. I'm not familiar with the Korean boy band.
K-pop is what it's known
is
as.
that
and
what
it's,
it is?
it's huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gigantic.
Now,
yeah.
weren't you a teacher in Korea?
I was, yeah, for almost 2
Yeah.
years.
That's
That's
what I
his
thought.
story.
Yeah. And he's sticking to it. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to bring up Kumchi too?
I think he.
What was her name?
Kimchi is the national food of
Well,
Korea.
that's what
thought it
Tom
was
always
Kumchi.
said.
So what is Kumchi?
And my Kumchi is what Tom calls it.
I think that's what's on this pad over here.
Yeah.
Kumchi is what you get at a Korean frat house if you're last.
If you're lucky. Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh, my God.
The most shared tweet of the year came from fast food lover Carter Wilkerson. Do you remember what Carter did?
Oh, he wanted a lifetime supply of
chicken nuggets.
Yes.
And
A
he asked
lifetime supply?
Or
no,
maybe a year's worth. Okay,
Year's
yeah,
worth.
yeah.
But he pleaded everybody to retweet, "Help me, please, a man needs his nugs." And it was retweeted.
I retweeted it. Yeah.
Yep.
Good for him.
And then
And
President,
how many retweets does it say?
it's well over, I think it was 2 million or more.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I don't have the exact number because,
Well,
of
that's
course,
that's big.
but President Obama was had 1.7 million retweets in August for something he tweeted, so he was right up there too.
Gotcha. I would have thought Kafifi would have been big on that list. Remember that?
Kafifi? Oh,
when
the coffee thing?
yeah, when he
Yeah, the
misspelled
president.
coffee.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could probably find out more information.
Huh.
My story was a little edited, if you know what I mean. So
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I will get to it. But I can tell you what the top color for 2018 is going to be. If you are going to be repainting something, or if you would like to be a fashionista, if you will,
So is this a color that is strictly for paint, or is it
for everything. It's the color of the year. It's revealed by a company called Pantone. Pantone, I just found this out.
That's
Apparently is
Tom Hanks' big thing, isn't it?
what?
Oh, the
Oh,
typewriter?
that's Playtone. I'm
Playtone.
sorry.
Playtone, yeah.
Playtone. You're
Pantone.
signing. We're all signing. We're in this man's nice
right.
van. We're all signing.
Color experts out of New Jersey, Pantone, has declared that ultraviolet will be the color of the year. That's right.
little bit of the
Ultraviolet.
Ultraviolet. It's a beautiful purple tone.
Yeah, I just painted one of my walls ultraviolet.
Did you?
Really?
I'll tell you, I'm ahead of the curve on
You
this.
are
Yes,
ahead
you
of the
are.
curve.
I'm ahead of the
Put
curve.
stars and
amazing.
constellations on it, too?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I went into the paint store. I get this can that I think is purple, and I get home and I open the can and it's white.
Huh.
And I'm like, oh, it's like the yogurt cups. You gotta
So you
stir
mix
it
it,
up.
yeah.
I gotta mix it up.
The
That's
colors in the bottom.
the colors in the bottom, and then I get a pencil and I do the thing,
They
and it
didn't give
stays
you
white.
a
And that's when I
paint stirrer?
realize, no, I forgot to ask for one, I guess. And then that's when I realized, oh, it says eggshell white on the can, but the color of the logo
Is
was
purple.
So I saw the paint can and it had purple on it, so I'm like, this is
This
purple.
gotta be
Yeah.
purple.
It's gotta be purple. And then
So that was you were looking at the logo of the paint company?
I was looking.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. That explains
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, so I had to buy a couple different
Did
cans
you
of
just
paint after that.
Did you just paint the room eggshell?
You could just
Yeah.
take
No,
it back
I didn't.
and
I
they
really
will,
wanted purple.
By the way,
just take it back right and they put the color in and mix it
Yeah,
up.
they'll-
and
they'll
then
do
you'll- They'll do that, and then it'll be purple.
and a heads up, Coca-Cola is not red, just in case.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
Cherry Coke is.
No, it's
Cherry Coke is. Oh no, it's not.
Darn right. What do you think of that?
You know, I went and bought a new pan of
Korea.
a new pan of paint.
can of paint.
I went and bought a new pan of paint.
Yeah, good.
A new can of paint. I didn't know that I could take. I thought it was
Yes.
like something you open and you can't return.
No, you could take it back and they'll add color for you.
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
So wait a minute. You're a handsome stand-up comedian living in Southern California, and for the weekend you want to
Paint.
go to the paint store.
Well, it was like a Tuesday night.
Okay.
Of course.
But
Who
like,
wouldn't?
but you're right. But what my other three walls I painted. Is sea mist green on that list?
sea mist green
Anyway, I got this great
Wait a minute.
green.
For some
and
reason,
purple.
I don't picture sea mist green and,
and bu-
purple
yeah, I
mixing.
don't either.
Yeah,
It's
Is
maybe
sea
that's
mist
why there
green
hasn't
more-
really been anybody over.
okay. I'm with you on that one.
Does anybody know? Speaking of sea mist green, what 2017's color of the year was?
2017
orange.
Khaki.
No, it was greenery, which was a grass color.
Greenery. Oh.
So is that a color or just that's a spectrum of colors? Greenery.
No,
isn't
they
it?
call it greenery. They call it a
Okay.
Greenery
grassy,
has
fresh,
many different
revitalizing
shades.
shade. I know, Bob, but I'm just reporting.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yep. So if you want to paint your home, I guess ultraviolet.
So ultraviolet is the color of 2018.
yes.
So you
ultraviolet.
It's gonna be like children's names, you know, when they say like the most popular, and then like every
Yeah.
generation, there's like all these kids
Sure.
named, you know,
Jennifer
Violet
was a
or
big
whatever,
one.
or yeah,
Mhm.
Jennifer. So everybody's bedroom's gonna be ultraviolet now, and I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
now I have to get another can of paint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to.
Although I did forget the word rectangle the other day, so like this isn't like a big surprise.
Forgot what the word
I cannot
was.
believe it. It's embarrassing.
So
to
you
me.
were
Forgot
thinking,
the word or what it
thinking
meant?
square the whole time,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
rectangle? I mean,
I couldn't. I needed. It's more embarrassing the reason why I even
trying to
needed to remember the
explain
word.
how your room was shaped?
It's actually.
Okay.
I had to Google two sides equal in length longer than other two sides.
Okay.
All
And
right.
Google responded, "We don't need you anymore." And I was like, "That's a very fair."
Google responded, delete your account.
Yeah.
Delete your account. But
Rectangle.
it's funny because I was researching astrology for a few weeks, and then I realized nobody has made a geometry astrology system, right? And so I'm like, I'm going to be the dude who comes up with the geometry astrology. I'll call it geology, right? And and then I was like, oh, that's there's already
guys, back me up on this. Isn't there already a geology?
Oh, there is.
yeah.
There
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, hey, what's in a name?
Geology
So,
2. Geology 2. TOO instead of 2.
How about ultraviolet geology? Everyone will want it.
It's been
And
a
so-
while since Ryan's been here. And
Yeah. So I was thinking I
forgot
needed
how
a circle. Some
Yeah.
people would be circles. Some people would be squares.
Okay.
And then I was like, some people would be.
Hollywood squares kind of thing.
That's
Yeah.
good.
The Hollywood
Circle
squares
gets
of,
the square.
stars.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
we
I-
have to take a
that's-
break?
and that- oh, we do?
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're
In
gonna
other
have to-
words,
We'll be back. Circle gets the square.
we'll be back with this exciting story.
Yes, I'm fascinated.
I want to know about this.
Everybody's riveted.
Just a nut.
He is a nutcase.
We'll be back with
Rectangle.
Josh and Christy and Ryan Singer and Bob. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy's here. Josh is here. Comedian, man about town, astral projectionist Ryan Singer is here. And Bob
Yes.
has returned.
I am here.
Thank you, Bob, for
This is
coming
fun.
by. Isn't it
Yes.
fun?
But
you
Bob
guys
is
do
sitting in
this?
Tom's seat, which is
I'm
really
sitting
throwing
over in
everybody
Tom's
off a
corner
little
of the
bit.
studio, and it is the
It's-
most confusing,
It's very
unorganized, filthy,
Yeah.
filthy corner.
And you wouldn't think that, knowing
No,
how
you won't.
OCD Tom is.
Yeah, really, but I can see dust bunnies over here.
Oh, God, don't tell him that.
What? He's staring at. They've had to be here for at least, 2 years.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, come on.
That's right.
Ugh.
So it's good to be here. It really is. Nice to see your smiling faces. You guys all look the same. You all look great.
Thank you, Bob. You
Likewise.
look great,
As do
too.
you, Bob.
Retirement suits you.
Except
It
the
does.
hat. The hat seems a little askew.
Really? Is it crooked?
Oh,
Not,
wait a
not
minute.
from
You
this
know-
angle, it doesn't.
Oh, that was
You
me.
know what?
I'm sorry.
I'm sitting over in Tom's corner.
My chair was uneven.
This really does feel weird sitting over here.
It's
it
like,
really does.
Do you ever get? Well, who am I asking? Do you ever remember when you got in trouble in school and they made you move your chair?
Yeah,
It's the same thing, right? Yeah, it's a whole new perspective.
that was a constant.
Yeah.
It really was.
And then they
But
moved. you
yeah,
out
I
into
mean,
the hall.
I used to sitting where Ace is sitting and seeing everyone. And
Apparently,
the nice thing
yeah.
about it, my monitors kind of blocked Tom. So I
Oh,
could see,
right.
so I could see you guys, but
Yeah.
Tom wasn't that important. So
Well,
it's just really weird being over here. It is.
do you miss running the board, or is that
No, I really don't.
okay? Just asking.
It's very complicated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just mind-boggling.
Well, apparently it's too complicated for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Tom.
I understand that.
Oh wow.
Don't get him started.
Oh, boy.
Is that right? Did he tell you that?
It
Did
was
he say,
talked
you know, you
about.
could be running the board,
It
but
was-
you're an idiot? Is that what he
Yeah,
said?
pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I don't want to give you too much to do.
Oh, really?
Is that what he said?
Well,
May have been.
wow.
I forget that he may be listening.
So you scored low on your entrance exam there.
Manual dexterity.
Yes, yeah.
The square peg and the round hole. He took-
But that's
trying to
fine. Now we
jam
have
it in
Ace here.
Yeah.
Ace does a fine job.
Thank you.
Ace is one of the best board operators in the country.
That's right.
He's a legend.
Of course
He's the
he
eighth
is.
wonder of the
He
world.
truly is.
Thank you, Chick.
Hey, I have a story that I want to bring up
Go
since
ahead.
Ryan is here,
Go,
because
Christy.
Ryan is kind of into this stuff.
Is it about authors?
No,
Remember.
I didn't even.
I'm sorry,
Ryan, how
author
do-
Ryan Singer.
Author Ryan Singer.
Ryan-
I should
Ryan Singer,
say the
how do
name
you-
of my book at some point.
Yes,
How do
you
you-
should.
Oh, yeah, what is the name?
It's
It's
called Ryan Singer's Comedy Notebook.
Well, hold it up so people can
seriously.
see.
You have a copy?
I do, and you can. And for people, this is like a rough draft proof, but it's almost essentially done. But this is my real notebook, so you can
Right.
see it's like a replica
Oh, it's
of,
exactly
is.
yours.
Gosh, it
Okay.
sure
of my
is.
comedy notebook.
Yeah.
But I do these weird like.
So unlike your comedy notebook, are the pages actually full?
Actually, we got a blank page.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
good.
Oh,
Very
for
good.
people if they want to do their
So
own.
we
I
can
do
write
these-
notes and we can write our own
Yeah.
comedy.
And I do set list drawings, really. I started doing about 6 years ago in your old stomping grounds in St. Louis.
Yeah.
I started doing like set list drawings, like to have like a concept or something like in mind when I would perform that night, as opposed to like a strict set list of all the jokes I would do.
Okay.
And so I compiled over about 6 years over 100 of them.
Oh, wow.
And so I put them all in the same notebook.
When will this beautiful?
It is available as of a couple days ago on Amazon. I self-published it on Amazon with the help of my buddy Chris Blim, who is a kind of an editor of this literary magazine called Sheriff Nottingham. He helped me put it together, and
It looks great. It looks just like a
You mean the
composition
sheriff
notebook.
of Nottingham? He's an evil guy, isn't he?
I think he's the bad guy, right? The sheriff of Nottingham.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. Yeah, I should have a talk with him about that.
Yeah, probably should. So
But,
it's available.
It's available on Amazon.com. Yeah.
And,
so
you can
Oh,
get
my
it in
Lord.
time for Christmas.
You go
Yeah,
to
you sure can.
Amazon, you type in Ryan Singer, Singer, Ryan, Ryan, and then Ryan Singer's composition notebook, comedy notebook, an
Yeah.
intimate look inside a stand-up comedian's most personal thoughts. 4 stars.
Oh,
4
very nice.
stars.
Wow.
4 stars
I'll
out of
take it.
4.
I'll
4
take it.
stars out of
Wow.
4 out of 4?
4 out of 5.
Oh.
4 out of
Oh,
5.
I miscounted. 5 out of 5.
Oh, 5. Oh, the
How can you
the
do
intrigue.
that? How can you miscount that?
Christy, what's going on?
But yeah, to the best of my knowledge, it's the first time a comedian has let the world look into their notebook.
Oh, cool.
In this kind of way. So I thought it would be interesting maybe if people are out there who are fans of comedy. It's kind of an art comedy book more than it is something you read.
Do you have a process that you go through when you write your comedy? Is it?
Usually I kind of do a freestyle writing in like legal pads. I'll try to do that for at least an hour every day.
Cool. I'm sure there's some podcast you can talk about that
Yeah.
on. Christy, what?
Wow.
I had to channel Tom there.
Yeah. It's starting to rub off. I
No,
think
it
you'll be
was
running the
kind
board
of
before you know it, young man.
Hi, welcome back. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Josh is here, Christy's here, Ryan Singer's here, and Bob is here.
Hi there.
Hey, Bob.
Nice to see you all.
Good to be seen.
Yeah.
And remember, the I Hate Steven Singer contest is making 20 lucky Bob and Tom listeners winners through one more week. Through
Oh,
December
good.
15th.
They extended it.
Play the Scratch and Win game on the Bob and Tom app or at bobandtom.com for your chance to win. Win diamond earrings, diamond necklace from the Steven Singer's Eclipse collection.
Nice.
Do it now. Bob and Tom social club.
No relation, Ryan?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
He's got his.
that's right,
It
right.
sounds like a jeweler.
He is a jeweler,
He is a
yes.
jeweler.
Yeah. So I mean, like,
Yep, sounds like a jeweler. Yep.
Yeah.
sounds like a jeweler. So
Jeweler
it sounds
or
like
a
some money
sewing
might be
machine
involved.
company, one or the other.
You know
right?
what? I don't have any of that needle money, and it really makes me mad.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
We're in the Napa studios with Ryan Singer. And Ryan, during the break, you mentioned
This is something that we all
We all
were somewhat
perked up on.
surprised by.
And we all thought it might be happening, but we have someone it's happened to.
someone was kicked off Tinder.
I got kicked off Tinder about it's probably 2 years ago.
How do you
you were
get kicked
Quite
off?
frankly, the best
off
thing that's ever happened
Tinder.
to me.
How
So
do you-
isn't Tinder no? This is where you find dates, right?
Yeah, you find dates.
That's
You just
one way
kind of
to put it.
Yeah,
It's essentially a hookup app.
it was it started off as a hookup app. and
Right.
So
then,
you
like,
would,
it morphed into a dating app.
So you
And-
would meet some ladies.
You'd
and-
swipe left or right. Left you
Yeah.
didn't want to keep them. Right,
Oh,
you wanted to
okay.
keep them, and then
Yeah, Tinder really started the swipe culture, I guess,
Yeah.
of dating, which is
So
just,
did
it's
you-
just pretty bad.
Did
but
you surpass the limit? What?
Yeah,
what
what
happened
happened?
was, sometimes I got to before I tell the story, I got to say it is the best thing that happened to me. Sometimes you
Being
gotta take
kicked
the
off.
rattle away from the
Okay.
baby. There's other people on the airplane.
All right.
But
That's right.
so I was using Tinder to hook up, and so I had a system, kind of like where I would, if I matched with a woman, I could figure out pretty quickly, are you here to date or here to hook up?
I
And
see.
so so the people that were there to hook up, we would find each other pretty quickly, and then we would do that. And then a friend of mine who was a sex blogger, sex addict type lady, she told me that some guy she knew put a picture of his junk on there, and he got more matches than anybody she'd ever met. And I was like, I don't believe this. This isn't true. And so then, flash forward to a few weeks later, I'm drunk in Tacoma, Washington.
Yes.
And and so I do it,
You're
and I
a competitive guy.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you. Come on. So
So I do the thing. I set up a different Facebook account because you don't want to, because it links to your Facebook.
Oh, gotcha.
So you don't want to, do that
So
on
you
your
have to
Facebook.
start a Facebook page for your junk.
Yeah. So my junk's got his own Facebook.
Okay.
And,
what'd you name your John?
You wanted to
Come on.
disguise yourself. Was it Brian Singer? Oh, that's
Oh, bad
Yeah,
choice.
that's a bad one. Yeah,
That's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe how about Ryan Winger? How about that?
Yeah. So you create the Facebook page
so
for
I
your
create
junk, and
and then I start doing swiping, and I wake up and I was kicked off. But
Tinder notified you?
Tinder notified me that I'd been reported for
obscenity.
Obscenity. But before I got kicked off, I would like to say I got 8 matches.
Okay.
Did you
And
really?
so, but then like I also had some other app that was like a texting app.
But you couldn't hook up with them because you were kicked off.
Yeah,
right?
so I was kicked off.
But by
And,
saying you got 8 matches, 8 girls or gentlemen went through and liked your picture.
yeah.
Okay.
So that was, that made me feel pretty good, No, but like it was like a, it's a. I mean, I was
So did
I was
they-
in my late 30s. I mean, I was probably 35. 2 years ago? I was 27 years old. when this
Let me
happened.
ask you this:
Hollywood
Did they
time.
figure out who you were via your junk's Facebook page?
Well, what they do is they because you have to like verify the app with your phone number.
Oh.
So they send you a text message because it links to your phone.
Gotcha.
So now that phone number is forever linked
To
to
that.
you. Put your junk on there. So now you can't get back on.
So you had to get
Unless
a
you
new
get a new
phone
So
number.
I had to get. I've had to get 3 different phone numbers. I've got a burner phone.
Oh, do you really?
I've got a burner phone just
Like
for
a
Tinder.
guy,
Yeah.
like a drug dealer or something.
Yeah,
who's
I
having
hide it in the
affairs.
ceiling tiles.
There you
You're on
go.
the wire.
Yeah.
I don't want to be your mom here, but have you noticed that a lot of your stories say, I blacked out drunk, I was drunk?
Yeah, well, I've always had a problem with limits. I've had a no limit lifestyle. Life is always. I've always treated life like it was a Sam's Club. Like I
Sure.
wanted every experience in bulk.
Right.
And that is a problem. And I
There
realize
is
that.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I am off caffeine actually for about a week and a half right now. But the juice you guys are bringing is really getting me fired up right now.
Oh,
so
good.
I like
I
it.
don't think caffeine was your problem.
Well, I got so much stevia right now inside of me. But
It might be the stevia. Yeah,
it might be the stevia, but I think my no limits lifestyle started before I was even born because I was a preemie baby, which is a cute way of saying I was born without fully formed organs, right? But it was like. So they put me in the incubator, which if people are too young and don't know what that is, it's like a baby microwave. If your baby's not done cooking, you put him in there, you hit 7, you know he's done when you can smell him.
Right.
Babies are like corn. But so I was born at 7 months, but at 6 months I tried to jailbreak and get out.
Oh, you did?
And so my dad rushed my mom to the hospital. This is 1976, so we don't have all the technology we have now. And the doctor said, if this child is born right now, it'll die. So we have to stop it. And the only thing they had to stop me was a shot of pure alcohol. Back
Wow.
then. And it wasn't like MTV Spring Break in there,
No.
Jaeger bombs. It was a syringe of pure alcohol, and they shot it into my mom, and it stopped me from being born, which means the drunkest I've ever been in my entire life was before
This
I was
is
even
how
born.
it all
Yeah.
started.
And I've been
Whoa.
chasing that dragon every day.
Yeah.
And so it's
And
like no
succeeded.
wonder. Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that
And
sounds
so
like
like people always want to share their like drunkest stories with, like, oh dude, I got so drunk like a month ago I ordered like $300 worth of camping gear off Amazon Prime. I didn't even remember it until it showed up 2 days later. Like, what's the drunkest you've ever been? I was like, oh me, it was a long time ago, but one time I got so drunk I chose not to exist yet. Yeah, like,
Wow.
Oh,
like they
I
say I
got so
couldn't
blew
drink.
drunk
my
I
mind.
got kicked off Twitter or Tinder. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've always people always say you got to be careful you're going to drink yourself to death. I might be the only person who drank himself to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So how about that?
So I have that going for me. But and I'm an author.
Well, yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Oh, you're an
But,
author.
That's
but I'm an
right.
author, yeah.
Right.
I'm an
author
singer.
comedian.
Real
But,
quick, I do want to mention this show right now is being broadcast live and for free
No way.
on the Bob and Tom VIP.
I don't believe you.
Yes.
Prove
yes. Well,
Well,
you
go to the
go
website.
to any
Well, you can't because you
Bob
can't
and
get on
Tom
the
social
computer.
media
Well, I can.
platform or the website, and you can
And
check it out.
and there we are.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm pleased to be part
I have a
of it.
story for you, Mr. Singer.
Okay. let's hear it.
Pizza Hut apparently is going to start delivering cold beer along with their food.
No
Oh,
kidding.
way.
They started the testing beer delivery program in Phoenix, Arizona.
And it passed with flying colors.
Yeah, everyone took it.
Yeah.
So how do you prove that you're of legal age?
The company told Fortune magazine it plans to expand that.
like a large pizza, please.
And 40 beers.
I'm 22.
They plan to
Yeah.
expand into wine delivery, single servings and full bottles in January. The beer and wine will be delivered in a custom cooler to ensure those 6-packs are ready to drink.
Wow.
While beer and wine delivery pilot program is beginning with just one downtown Phoenix location, they want to expand quickly into other markets. Pizza Hut has like 6,300 stores across the United States. 1,700 of them already have liquor licenses. I had no
Are
idea.
they putting the beers in the crust? Doesn't it seem like
Yeah, like the cheese and the crust.
Doesn't it
Why
seem
not?
like they're putting everything in the crust
They
nowadays?
really are.
Yeah.
And maybe if they are, why don't you shut up? Okay? You let them do
Yeah.
what they want to do.
All those
rum
young
in the
brand
Coke.
people
I'm
know what
into
they're
it.
doing.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Vodka in
Who
the
doesn't
crust.
like pizza and beer?
Oh man.
I don't know very
Come
many
on.
people.
I'm kind of off all that stuff right now because I'm trying to
Off of what?
decalcify my pineal gland.
Off of food?
Off of enjoyment?
I'm trying to
This
tap into
tells
my
you
psychic
everything-
powers.
This tells you everything you want to know about Ryan. You're trying to decalcify your what?
You're my pineal gland, and some
What's
people
your
say
What is
Pineal
the
gland.
pineal
quackery.
gland?
Lizard brain? Is that?
it's the third eye. It's that gland that's inside the it's inside the brain.
Okay.
Ancient cultures have called it, like the Egyptian called it, the seat of the soul.
I wish.
But
I
apparently-
wish
What is
Tom-
it?
I wish Tom were
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
He would
Like,
tell
now
me.
that Tom's not here, I can really get into
Yes.
this.
You know how you hear
Is
every
this
now and
the,
then where that you've heard somebody had tried to drill into their forehead to open up their
Right.
third eye.
This-
I see Ryan doing that.
So how do you get calcium?
So is
how does
this
it calcify?
this part of the brain the one that says yes or no? Is that the
Impulse
part?
control.
Well, no, that's the frontal lobe.
Okay.
But
So how do you know that your
I
third eye
don't
is
know.
calcified?
It's like it's a lot of. There's not a lot of like hard science on it.
Really?
Not yet. No one's really looked into the brain yet.
There's not really any research or hard
Okay.
science or facts on it.
Look, the
Well, then-
Sasquatches have been doing this for years.
That's
so-
right.
Yeah.
Actually right.
I'll
Well,
tell you
how,
what.
well, how do you go about doing this? What is
You-
the process?
Basically, what you do is you just kind of live a healthier life.
Okay.
It's like no alcohol, no caffeine. You can't eat meat. And it's like I love chicken wings so much. I wear gloves when I eat my chicken wings now. But
No,
like,
why is
rubber
that?
gloves.
Ryan,
Because it's like it's just
Ryan
cleaner.
runs on chicken wings and milkshakes.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's
no
right.
milkshakes.
Oh,
I
that
haven't.
sounds
I haven't had milkshakes. Although it's the holiday season, I'm gonna have some eggnog milkshakes. Eggnog milkshake is the #1 milkshake of all time. But
It's true.
it's the best milkshake.
How long do you have to do this program? When
It's
did-
like a lifestyle change.
Oh,
Forever?
the
So
whole
it's-
thing.
For your life.
I'm like a week and a half in, and I
So let me ask you this,
time
Ryan.
has crawled.
Ryan, how many lifestyle changes have you gone through?
This year,
Let's say in the last 5 years. How
in
many
the last
lifestyle
5 years,
changes?
let's say I've gone through maybe 2 lifestyle changes in the last
Okay.
5 years.
Well, the first one was
The first one was starting to eat meat again.
a second one.
Now going away from everything I've ever loved.
And everything.
Like it's no meat, it's no dairy, it's no
What do you
alcohol, no
eat?
caffeine.
You can't pet
a lot
puppies.
of fruits and vegetables, whole food. You're supposed to drink like non-fluoridated water that
Oh,
has
my
minerals
Lord.
added
Boy, this
into
really
it.
sounds
So
dull.
it's no tap water.
It doesn't sound like you're going to make it.
No,
it really
doesn't. Right?
No.
It's like you have to you have to find joy in the little things. Like like
how
all the
do you-
different ways that you could probably just like.
But don't you find
eat all the other
yourself, like, say you're on a date and your date is
I
having...
make a date exception.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I
So
sure
there
do.
are exceptions
I've had
to all
17
rules.
dates in the last weekend.
Of course. I see how it works.
Yeah,
All
because
right.
you don't want to present your real self on your first date. would
No,
you?
No,
No.
no.
We have to take another break.
Yes, we have to
Oh,
take a break.
You know, I've been admiring some of the things over here in Tom's desk. Do you realize he has an expired lottery ticket from August of 2016?
And who's surprised by that?
I didn't
He
know
also
that, but it
has-
sounds about right.
He has a note over here that's been posted, I do believe, since 2001.
Okay.
And there's, this is really, when you say he's this OCD guy, this is really a mess over here.
He's like a hoarder.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really is. He is more
There
of a
must
hoarder.
be a method to the madness.
They say that
You
that's
would-
what
you would
creative
think.
people
You
do.
would think, but
Yeah.
Yes, there's not.
He's a nut.
But there's
Yeah.
not.
No, there's not.
No. But Bob, you brought a surprise for us today, did you
Well,
not?
you know, we've been going over this debate on Twitter, at parties, about the movie Die Hard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Is it a Christmas movie or is it not a Christmas movie?
Yes.
It's an action film.
Well, I don't. Josh,
I say
Chris,
it's a Christmas film.
Ryan,
I'm in on the Christmas film.
Chick.
I say it's not Christmas until John McClane drops Hans Gruber off the Nakatomi.
Spoiler alert.
Nakatomi. That's right.
That's right.
Ace.
I'm going.
Holiday action.
Holiday action, but it's
Holiday
still
action.
a Christmas Christie.
It's a Kwanzaa movie.
I think it's an action film. When
Well-
you say Christmas movies, that does not spring to mind for me.
No. Which one does?
Elf. It's my favorite.
Elf?
Love Elf.
Hi, I'm Buddy the Elf. What's your favorite color?
Okay, but you know,
Hope you
to
find
me,
your dad,
any
buddy.
movie that has
Thanks, Norwal.
a Christmas scene in it is considered a Christmas movie.
Okay, we'll give
Okay.
you that, I guess.
It's a good thing to watch during the holidays.
Mhm.
So, when I found out I was doing this program.
It sounds like you got a flat tire on the side of the road.
Yeah, it
when
sounds
I
like
found out, my car broke down.
Sounds like jury duty.
When I found out I was doing Bob and Tom jury duty,
Yes.
I figured, well, I'll whip up something,
Great.
and it's about Die Hard, the Christmas movie.
Okay.
It's Nakatomi Christmas. John McClane is in the air. Wife Holly Gennaro knows that John will soon be there. Douchebag Harry Ellis does another line of blow. Some dude's banging Blondie on a desk he doesn't know. John is pissed at Holly. She used her maiden name. Hans Gruber starts a shooting, and the party goes insane. All hell breaks loose, but our hero doesn't lose his head. To me, it isn't Christmas until these words are said. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Come out to the coast. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. The LAPD's toast. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Hans Gruber doesn't know. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Have machine gun, ho, ho, ho. John McClane is barefoot. The bad guys shoot the glass. Our boy Roy gets pissed and kicks Edgar Winter's ass. Behind the detonators, explosions everywhere. Nakatomi Plaza, gonna need a few repairs. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Come out to the coast. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. The LAPD's toast. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Hans Gruber doesn't know. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Have machine gun, ho, ho, ho. That's right. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. John needs a big promotion. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Hans Gruber dies in very slow motion. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Merry
Nice.
Christmas, everybody.
Oh, wonderful.
There you go.
Beautiful job.
It shows what a guy can do in an hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
Jeez. Mr. Grizz took me 4 days.
So it's a Christmas movie.
You have your own beat machine at home? That's cool.
Well, actually, Dean did that for me. I gave it to him raw.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So had that not been taken care of, we would all be,
Fired.
well, you guys have been fired. I'd still be retired.
Back to Boca.
Yeah, baby. All right. What else you got, Christy?
What else do I
Is that a Tom move?
What else is
Thank you
going
very
on, Christy?
Sorry. Christy, what?
I don't think you want to do that.
All right.
A woman arriving at a Long Island court to answer a marijuana possession summons was smoking pot when she parked her vehicle in the local police chief's spot. Oops.
Yeah.
The 26-year-old had been ticketed in May for unlawful possession of pot. Police say she was arriving for a court appearance Monday night when she cut off an unmarked police car in the parking lot, talking on her cell phone, then pulled into the parking spot, clearly marked as reserved for the village's police chief, Bill Ricca. When officers asked the woman to roll down her window, pot smoke billowed out.
Did it?
Oh, yes.
Along with a Grateful Dead too. Yeah.
She was issued another appearance for another ticket for unlawful possession of marijuana and for using her cell phone while driving.
Okay.
At a highway ramp near Philadelphia, it was not happy hour, but a tractor trailer carrying vodka overturned, spilling lots of alcohol on the busy ramp leading to Interstate 95.
Chick, are you okay?
It wasn't chick vodka, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was another brand, an unnamed brand.
I can't say it.
A lesser brand.
Might rhyme with Beto.
Okay.
Well, it took road crews
Tito
hours to unload boxes of Tito's vodka so the truck
Tito's
could be righted.
vodka, Tito Beverage, a fine vodka out of Austin,
Fine,
Texas.
fine
He's a
vodka.
good man.
Yeah.
Yes. And scientists say they have discovered a way to turn beer into fuel for your car.
Ooh.
Oh, come on.
why
Isn't
would-
there a shortage on hops now?
Yeah.
I meant to say shortage. I don't know what I said. There's a hops shortage.
This process could create a sustainable alternative to gasoline. Chemists at the University of Bristol, this is in the UK,
Well, that's a waste of good beer.
have spent years developing technology to convert widely available ethanol into butanol.
I thought you were cursing there for a
Ethanol.
Ethanol.
Butanol is a better fuel alternative to the widely used ethanol, which has a lower energy density and can be corrosive to engines, they say. I don't have the full story. I apologize, but apparently they are trying to figure out how to turn beer into gasoline. Or they've done
They
it.
use corn right now, right?
Sure.
Couldn't they use
Sure.
corn liquor?
Yeah, use
Yep.
something
Why-
else.
Yeah, beer is very important.
Right. Why can't they use like carrots or something?
Carrots, what a great idea. Your engine turns orange. Put too many of them in it.
Yeah, carrots are way down on
Beets.
the list.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
make.
but their whatever thing
Oh,
would
beets,
be
yeah.
uncalcified.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's
You
it
got to
called?
get your alternator decalcified.
What is
by
your
putting,
third eye
beets-
called?
It's your, or just the pineal gland.
Pineal gland.
Some people say pineal gland.
Pineal. You
gland.
say pineal.
I say
pineal.
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 Let's call the whole
Let's
thing
call the whole
kooky.
thing off.
Kooky. A driver in India by the name of Deepak Das has received an award for not honking his horn once in the past 18 years.
Fantastic.
What?
This
What
is a
great-
thing.
Fantastic.
Is this an honor system?
At
Yes.
last, yeah.
Have you ever, you get a new car and you're driving down the road
Yeah.
and a guy cuts you off and you honk the horn and you realize, wow, I have a pussy horn.
Yes. Yes.
Don't you want something that'll, alert people and also you realize you got this little
All
tiny-
horns should be hawooga.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, I know it sounds strange to us, but India is well known for the chaos of its roads and the typical driver's almost constant use of their car horns. Mr. Das, a Calcutta-based driver, believes India can change this
Yes.
and eventually achieve peaceful, quieter roads. With
I'll bet he never missed a day of school either.
There's a joke in there about a cow and a horn. And
There is, but we won't find it.
Not worth searching for.
Yeah.
oh, look, it's the phone.
I hear the phone off in the distance. Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, fellas.
Oh, Floyd.
Floyd.
Enjoyed your Horny Pussy program.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you very much,
I don't know
Floyd.
what you're-
Floyd, very
I didn't know
much.
that was coming.
And it was opposite day. Boy, Bob, it's good to hear you back on the radio.
Thank you,
again.
Floyd.
You know, it's kindly been lonely since you've been gone on
Yeah.
this end. It kindly reminds me when Bud and Sissy went separate ways and other travel.
Oh, yeah, they were broke up
yeah.
there for the minute. Remember, they
Yeah,
got
they
married
were.
right away, didn't
Yeah.
they? And then,
He went off with Pam, and Sissy tried to ride the bull and fell
Yeah.
in love with that ex-con, and then they got back together, and of course, Aunt came over and told Sissy, y'all living like hogs. Sissy's fellas, boy.
hey, Floyd, remember when Sissy dropped the cigarettes? Remember that?
Oh, boy, he said, pick him up.
Uh-huh.
He dragged her around by the hair like he was trying to break a horse, boy.
Yeah.
This is a big day for us, you know. It's too bad that Charlie Daniels can't be here to see this.
I know.
Well,
Charlie
he's
Daniels is fine.
He wouldn't be able to see it anyway, right,
Yeah,
Floyd?
Been blind since he was
No, he's not
right.
blind.
He and Roy Orbison, yeah.
Blind since birth.
Yeah.
Bob, you know, I'll tell it like this. I've kindly been in and out of the clinic on account of my cholesterol being what it is.
Okay.
But I learned a healthy lesson at my last doctor's visit I
Yep.
wanted to tell you about.
Yeah, what was that?
My doctor said, Floyd, taking a prostate exam don't make you queer. It makes you spend all day studying for it.
Okay, sure. Good to know.
Listen to you. It's
Thank you, Floyd.
Thanks, thanks, Floyd.
Pick
Okay.
him up.
I know we have a room full of men, but I thought I'd do this story anyway. Mooncycle Bakery, a startup subscription service based in Olympia, Washington, is delivering baked desserts with better-for-you ingredients to women who are craving sweets at the start of their menstrual cycle.
Gotcha.
Apparently,
I thought it was
What?
strictly. I heard tell. It
Yeah,
was
what'd you
always-
hear tell?
It was always chocolate, not just sweets, but.
Oh, specifically chocolate.
specifically chocolate.
Yeah.
Christy, can you speak to that?
It's been so long, I don't.
Ouch, man. So do you remember sweets back then?
I crave sweets all the time, especially chocolate. But nutritionist Katie Lemons has created antioxidant-rich recipes
sour lady.
without artificial sweeteners that are apparently healthier and better for you.
I prefer Katie lemonade.
That would have been huge. Oh, yeah.
Would have killed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, one side.
You don't sign our checks.
Well.
Doctors say treats won't necessarily prevent cramps or other PMS symptoms, but the ingredients are a better alternative than, say, maybe a fancy, I'm not going to mention any brand names here like they do, but like
Godiva?
a chocolate chip cookie or something.
Okay.
I love chocolate chip cookies.
Who doesn't love
You
chocolate
do.
chip
I remember.
cookies?
Yeah, right.
I'm flowing. I need a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the Moon Cycle Bakery will bring you well, it's kind of far away. I don't
It
know
is
if
a
they
long
can-
way.
They can get it here in
Can I
time,
make a
but-
request to everybody out there?
Oatmeal raisin cookie?
If you are
Yes.
giving cookies as a gift,
Yes.
separate them before you give them. I don't like.
How do you
getting-
mean?
I don't like getting.
Hang on a second. Stop.
You mean you would like
Here's one of the
you'd
fattest
like
things I've ever done.
I don't. I insist that my cookies be separated. I do
So you
not
want,
like a
you
bag
want-
of cookies that have chocolate chip, peanut butter, snickerdoodle, because they all end up tasting the same.
Oh, so you want like a wax piece of paper between each
At
cookie?
the very least, yes. I would prefer separate Ziploc bags.
I see.
Really?
Yeah.
So you'd
You
rather
want
have
a box
one.
about 6 feet by 6 feet.
That's right.
So one cookie per bag, so they don't taste like the
No,
other
you can have 8 chocolate chip cookies in one Ziploc, and then
if I'm picking a number, 8. 8 would be the one, and then in the other
Call
bag
that
would
an
be,
Arnold dozen.
So
The Arnold
that's
dozen.
an Arnold half dozen.
Arnold half dozen.
And then the other baggie would have 8 snickerdoodles.
right, and then the other one, 8 peanut butter.
I
8
got you.
Separate them.
Well,
please.
what's your
Really?
favorite? What's your favorite cookie though?
Chocolate chip.
Oatmeal raisin.
No.
Oatmeal raisin. Chocolate chip. I think chocolate's a lie that's been sold to us. But like, and we've all bought into it. I
So
just
you're
don't.
telling me you don't like
You think so?
chocolate?
I like chocolate if peanut butter's involved. If it's a tango, if it's tango and
Thank you.
cash,
This
you get some
man-
peanut butter and some chocolate. Oh, hey baby.
We're all
Okay.
nearsighted.
But yeah,
This
but
guy's
chocolate
got
straight
20,
up,
20 vision.
I can't. I do like hot chocolate. I don't
do
like
too.
chocolate ice cream, and I don't like chocolate cake though.
But you
Chocolate
like
chip
chocolate.
cookies
How about-
only if they're still hot.
How about white cake with chocolate frosting?
Ooh, I would. Now I can't. The chocolate frosting is too much.
Is it?
Yeah, I just never. I think my mom ate too much chocolate when I was
Back to this
when
in
she
your
was pregnant with
utero
me.
thing.
You never
know,
gotten a
lots of things.
You never gotten a can of frosting at the store and dipped a spoon in it and
And
gone and watched the Seinfeld for
No.
a couple hours.
No, no.
What are you?
Yeah.
Here's one of the fattest things I've ever done.
You get a can of frosting.
And
Yes.
you take a spoon.
You take a spoon, a tablespoon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
We call
rarely
that a
agree
chick
with
yogurt
chick.
cup.
that's right. And I get 8 of them. The Arnold half dozen.
That's
is what I get.
You know, Becky went to a place the other day and she ordered a half dozen of something. And the clerk goes, now, half dozen, is that the 12 or 6?
Oh my.
Oh.
Oh my.
Well, that would be.
He was
the-
like, he goes, I can't remember if it's 12 or 6. I was like, man, how did you work in a place that actually sells stuff by
By
a
the
dozen?
Like the only place
And
left.
it's like, you would think that'd be on the entry form. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Do you know what a dozen is?
How are you with numbers?
Yeah. That should be the one question in the interview.
Yeah.
Do you know what a rectangle is?
I do.
Like, I don't know. Like, a bakery, is that the last place that still works in dozens?
No, eggs. Gotcha. Grocery store. Dairy farm.
Josh, don't you have a really funny bit about hot dogs and buns?
Yeah, I do it after my airplane food chunk. And yeah. And how men and women are so different.
What? Men and women are different?
They sure are.
I'll be damned.
My girlfriend would ask for directions. I'd never. No way would I do that. Are you kidding me? Shoot me in the face.
My God. Oh, my God. No wonder you're doing this show. All right.
And we'll have more of those fabulous jokes from Josh coming up.
It's the Bob and Tom Show. Christy's here, Josh is here, comedian, author, numismatist. Ryan Singer is here, and also, yes, He's here. Bob is here.
Hi there, kids.
There
Bob.
he is.
Hi, Bob.
Yeah, I've been perusing Tom's Corner over here.
Yes.
Welcome to Tom's Corner.
Just found the Christmas present I gave him 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Still wrapped.
Yeah. I take it back.
Yeah,
Just take
yeah.
it back.
I might as
Seems
well.
about right. You know, a normal person would think that would seem like he didn't care about your present. But I say,
We all know that that's not the truth.
what a weirdo, right?
He is uncomfortable receiving gifts.
He is.
Yes, he
He's
is.
very
no, he's uncomfortable.
But he does.
Yeah.
He does enjoy giving gifts.
He does,
with his photo
Yes,
on.
yes.
it.
Yes.
That was something we covered this year. He
Yeah.
came in one morning and he goes, "Okay, I need to talk with you guys about something."
Yeah. You know what? That's a very good impression.
Thank you. Someone told me over the weekend that apparently I'm socially awkward. Now,
Someone told him that?
He was floored.
He was. floored.
he's still floored. He thinks he's a gadfly. He thinks he's just riveting.
Well, you know what it's like when you see Tom at a party.
Of course,
He's
I
looking
know.
at you. He's always
No.
looking over your shoulder
Yes, yeah.
for
Through ya.
someone more important.
True story. 3 years ago, we were at a Christmas party. God is my witness. I was standing next to Tom for half hour, 45 minutes, talking to other folks. We were, mingling. The next day, he goes, "Why weren't you at the Christmas party?"
Oh,
There
my
you go.
God.
True story. He honestly never. He looked over my head the whole night. Never saw me there.
So he never acknowledged you?
No.
Oh.
Never.
Bob, there was a time you lived with Tom, right?
Yes, we were roommates when we started in radio together.
That had to have been fascinating.
Now,
It,
did you drive each other crazy?
Believe it or not, I saw Tom rarely
Okay.
because he stayed at the studio all day long. And I, of course, would go out and socialize.
Because you are socially comfortable.
I like being social, yes. There's nothing better than sharing a beer or five with friends.
Sure.
Was
Right
he
after-
messy?
Tom lived out of cardboard boxes.
Oh, lovely.
That's what his room was.
Okay.
Cardboard boxes and a bear mattress. That was it.
You
He
mean
had
a
nothing,
mattress made of a bear?
nothing, no, I mean, nothing on the walls. It was all cardboard boxes.
Wow.
Sounds lovely,
A
doesn't
bear
it?
mat, no sheets, no blanket?
Well, I didn't peek into his room a whole lot.
It sounds like you're describing the movie Kiss the Girl.
Yeah, it was like a dungeon.
yeah.
I'm sure he had a blanket.
Yeah, I'm
Cold
sure.
in
I
the
hope
shed.
so. I would
But
hope
I
so.
mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gets cold there.
Sewing
Yeah,
a
he
robe
was a
made of
fine
human
roommate. He
skin.
paid his rent on time.
Okay.
One thing I didn't care for.
Yeah.
just one thing.
This one thing that kind of drove me nuts, and eventually it was our undoing of not getting our deposit back.
Oh, no.
Tom would buy a newspaper every day,
Yep.
and then he would bring all the newspapers from the studio home every day, which was about 5 editions that would stack up. Eventually, it would stack to the ceiling, and it became decor in our living room. Then he would slide them into the kitchen, and there was a cupboard that you opened up, and it went into the attic.
All right.
So we were on the second floor of a converted house that
Okay.
became our apartment. All those newspapers were slid into this cupboard in the attic and left there. And then the pile would start again.
Wow.
And eventually,
Out of sight, out of mind. So he was
exactly.
But he had them.
But think about it. And Tom would not throw away anything ever. So he kept saving. He goes, "Oh, I'm going to read these." No, you're not. And eventually we left with, I'm guessing, if you put all the papers on top of each other, probably 40 feet of newspapers stuffed into a cupboard, which was the attic in our kitchen, and we left it there.
Huh.
Didn't the owners of the home?
The owner of the home called.
Yeah.
Yes.
He didn't
And,
see it as
refused-
insulation.
Refused to give us our security deposit because of the mice in the attic.
Extra, read all about it.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
Mice.
he just would.
They'll love it.
He
Wow.
he would not throw anything away.
I see Mrs. Mouse yelling at Mr. Mouse because he overordered on the
Yes,
newspaper.
it's like,
I don't know who you think you are.
yeah.
You haven't canceled the subscription yet?
Why are we still getting the Post?
I told
Yes.
you.
I'm gonna have to eat my way out of another edition.
Yeah, we had. It really was quite humorous, and then one day the stack was gone. It's like, wow, okay, Tom's changing his ways. No, he's making more room for newspapers.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
He insists that he doesn't do that anymore.
You'd
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Yes. Well, I don't have anything. I got rid of everything.
Other than the extra house I have.
I look over. I look where I am over here. I disagree with all of you. This is really saving a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
So-
Well, we don't believe him either.
Yeah. We were. He was a good roommate.
Good.
And,
I bet there were plenty of laughs to be had.
oh, we had a lot of laughs.
No, I'm serious. There
Oh,
had to
yeah.
have been.
Well, when we were young, we were very funny. Oh, yes.
Isn't that the place where you guys lived, where your friends could take the doors off?
Yes.
The front door.
The
would
door
open.
hinges, the way it was built,
Yeah.
had the hinges on the outside of the door, so you could walk up, pull the pin,
The security with a capital
lift
S.
the door away, and set it in the hallway, and then go upstairs to where our apartment was.
Yeah.
So when we'd say, hey, or there's a party at our place, when Tom and I had arrived, the people were already there inside drinking our beer because they'd unlocked our door by taking the pins out and setting it aside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very secure building. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
I teased before the break about the old Rockefeller Center Christmas trees. Where do they go?
Where do they go?
Well, for the past decade, they, are lit up with glitz and they beautiful rockets and all of that. Well, actually, they're used as lumber in dozens of Habitat for Humanity homes across the country.
Oh,
Isn't that cool?
that is nice.
I've been to Rockefeller Center and seen the tree.
Yes.
I don't see how they can get that much wood out of it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there'd be a ton of
It
lumber,
doesn't
but
seem like the trunk of that tree is very thick.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they use other trees. It's not just the one tree.
Yeah, it's
that
hard to
gets
build a
used.
whole house out of one Christmas tree.
yeah, you're not gonna get much.
Yeah, okay. So it's
You want walls or
what it is
Wall frames and floor supports don't
a
come from one
2x4
tree.
on a deck somewhere. Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, one town 50 miles north of Rockefeller Center, Newburgh, New York, has gotten the wood 3 times in the past few years. I think that's kind of cool.
So their deck isn't quite finished yet. Yeah,
I just
okay.
found this interesting. I just thought maybe they would mulch it up and put it in Central Park or something. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
Figured they just burn it.
Yeah. So now you know.
All right.
Now you know.
I had no idea.
Isn't Newburgh where they have the lobster? All the lobsters?
Ah, Lobster Newburgh.
No.
I get it.
I don't know if that's.
Ooh, baby.
Bless you.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom
Wow.
Show.
Hello.
That's Josh, that's Christy, that's comedian Ryan Singer, and that's Bob.
Hi, chick.
Hello, Bob. How are you, Bob?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Now here's Christy with more.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hey.
Hey.
We forgot to do the tuna in the woods story.
Oh yeah, we need. Hopefully, there's answers now.
Yes,
It's just a tuna's head.
Tuna
I
head.
missed this story. So they found a tuna.
A Massachusetts
fish
man has
head.
pleaded not guilty to tuna-related charges. Yes, tuna. That's what I said, Bob. He's accused of catching a tuna out of season and dumping the headless 400-pound carcass in the woods.
Man.
40-year-old Harold Wentworth entered his plea Monday to state charges including improper disposal of waste and expelling trash or litter from a motor vehicle.
What if they would have put a tuna head
When?
in John Marley's bed in
Yeah.
The Godfather instead of
She was the best piece of us I ever had. And I had them all.
He would have smelled it long
was gonna
before.
say-
Yeah. Well,
Let me.
maybe it's a common smell.
What,
in that bed.
what is
Yeah, well, piece of
tuna
acid.
season?
Federal fisheries regulators said they also served him with an enforcement action for allegedly illegally harvesting tuna out of season.
April through September.
Is it? Okay.
It's in my
Well,
in my,
apparently-
it's in my new book.
I didn't know if it was like deer season or not. You can only,
Tuna season.
Duck season. Wait a minute.
It must
Season. Duck season. Rabbit season.
Tuna season.
Rabbit season.
Here he goes.
Duck season. Fire.
The confidence with which he says that.
Duck season. I got him now.
There's apparently a video of Mr. Wentworth landing the bluefin tuna in Rockport in October days after the close of the initial fall season. So
Okay.
apparently
Just
ends in
missed it by a
September.
couple days.
Yeah. But it was so big, it took a tow truck to haul it out of the woods.
Well, that's 400 pounds.
But how'd he get it in there? He had to have help, right?
Well, first of
Yeah.
all, what test line do you use for a 400-pound
You know, I always
At
hear
least
that.
400 pounds.
No, that's not how it works.
That's
though.
just it.
It's
No,
like,
I know, yeah.
Alcohol proof.
Right,
isn't it?
right.
Like 20-pound test, you get 100 pound.
Is that how it works?
Yeah,
I don't
something
know.
like that.
You're a
So-
fisherman.
well, I know, but I just use 5-pound tests and catch whatever jumps on it. You know?
He's a fisherman. Shoot him if he runs.
I'm not one of those fishermen who knows all the different things
Oh,
you need.
okay.
I put a spool of
wonder
fishing
why-
line on and go.
Wonder why he dumped it. I mean, he knew it was illegal, or maybe he knew it was illegal, but you would still think you
But
should
what do you
find...
do with
Why wouldn't you?
the other
It's
stuff?
bluefin tuna. Do you know how much bluefin tuna?
Now,
can-
bluefin
Exactly.
tuna in Japan doesn't it sell for like hundreds of thousands
I
of
thought
dollars?
so.
I thought it did.
Now, we certainly might have covered this, but if the head weighed 400 pounds, how much did the tuna
This was the
No,
carcass.
this was the carcass. He only
This was
took
the
the
whole
head.
carcass?
So he already
Yeah.
took the meat off.
So I don't know where the head went.
So it had to be a.
What do you mean?
It had to be at least a 600.
It was a
pound.
headless tuna that they found.
I thought it was just the
Wait a
head
minute.
of the tuna.
Well, I thought it was the head of the tuna also.
No, I just like to keep the heads of the fish I catch.
Put him in people's
I don't want
bed.
the rest of
He was
it.
the best piece of
I want to
All right,
mount it on my
gentlemen.
wall and have it look at me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I will-
sings songs.
I'll read the sentence again.
Why don't you see
Billy
just the,
tuna.
Why don't you see just the fish head on the wall like a moose head instead of the whole
He was
fish?
Yeah.
That would
accused
be funny.
of catching a tuna out of season, then dumping its headless 400-pound carcass in the woods. So we
Okay.
don't. I
So
don't
he
know where
kept
the
the
head
head.
went.
I totally missed that whole story.
Maybe he kept the...
I thought you found a tuna head. All right.
I thought so, too. That's what we originally thought.
Right.
Okay.
We did.
So-
I probably.
Kept the head,
Huh.
left 400 pounds of tuna.
That seems
Well, you know,
stupid.
Call me crazy, but that's the good part, right? The meat
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
carcass and
Heck
the.
yeah.
Yeah, the head.
There's
You
no
don't-
meat on the head.
You
But
don't
then
look at
again,
those
he may
eyes.
have just wanted his hook back.
Could have been
know?
his
Yeah.
My favorite hook. It's my lucky hook.
Yeah, you're right.
Won't let go. Got to cut its head off.
Yeah.
A monster Burmese python's been captured by a snake hunter in the Florida Everglades. Did you see this yesterday?
I did.
It measured 17 feet long and 132 pounds.
Wow.
That beats the previous record length by 2 inches. It was captured by Jason Leone, who was taking
You
part
mean the late Jason Lee.
who was taking part in the South Florida Water Management District's Python Elimination Program.
That's a big thing down there.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
People
Well,
would get
people have been
pythons and
dumping 'em,
release
right?
them, yeah.
They buy
told them
these
I-
pythons as little pets, and
And
the
they're-
next thing you know, it
Because-
gets huge,
Yes.
and they don't know what to do with it.
And they're
so
destroying the
they,
ecosystem.
They take this python that's in an aquarium, looking like Santa in a, remember the Santa in a jar where his face is all stretched out. You have this python who's all pressed against the glass.
Yeah, they let it go, and
Take him over there, dump him in the Everglades.
next thing you know, a bunch of dogs are missing.
Yeah. Amen.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Because
This'll give you-
pythons are so cute when they're babies. That's
This
when
will-
you
Oh,
get them.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
This will
yeah.
give you an idea, Chick. So far this year, hunters have captured 738 pythons.
Hey.
In the Everglades?
Yep.
Okay, so
It's become the top predator in
738
the-
people in Florida.
No, they then mate and give birth.
Don't forget, they give little baby pythons they're everywhere.
So what's patient? What's patient zero python? What's how many?
Have you seen the movie Dune?
Is that
Those
one
the
with Sting?
sandworms?
Sting?
Oh.
I've
So
seen
there's
Beetlejuice.
pythons everywhere.
I hate sandworms. I hate
Yeah, I saw these
You could
guys-
grow up to be a snake hunter.
Yeah, that's
and-
now
and-
a career. Yeah,
And never
A
be out of
career?
work.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
a career.
sure.
Did you see the photo in the newspaper the other day where a guy opens up the hood of his
Yes,
car and on top of the engine is a huge
Snake.
python?
it like filled the whole thing. It looked
Yeah.
like.
I
Yeah,
saw that.
Why don't they do something like that on Impractical Jokers? See what happens.
Well, a bad
we
smell.
filled his car with cobras.
Don't worry, we've got the anti-venom.
funny.
We've got the
Yep.
venom, the anti-venom.
He has a
right here.
mongoose in his pocket. He's okay.
A bad smell at a New Hampshire elementary school wasn't a python, and
Lunch
it wasn't
lady?
a tuna.
Oh,
No,
okay.
and it wasn't the lunch lady.
Okay.
It apparently was bat feces.
Guano.
Bat guano.
Yep. A teacher first noticed the odor around November 21st at an elementary school in Merrimack, New Hampshire. Crews thought it was a dead mouse, called in a company, but they found bat feces in the walls. They had to close 8 classrooms while they tented off an outside brick wall, removed the bricks, and sealed off the affected areas. but there were no bats discovered.
That's where they hang out during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Upside down sleeping. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm here for all the bats. I'd like to take them back to my cave and.
Isn't bat guano like one of the greatest fertilizers that you can put on your?
I thought it was too. I thought
I've heard.
When you guys said guano, I was like, oh, isn't that a coffee?
No.
What's wrong with you?
Guano, I guess I just have heard it because it's a fertilizer then.
Yes, guano.
But I've heard guano as something.
Is
it's like it's like high end.
high-end poop.
Yeah. Okay.
High-end poop.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, we couldn't do a
It's
show.
the
without
caviar of poop.
See, now we've gone into Tom's territory.
Yeah, yeah.
we have.
We were trying to avoid it, and here we
Sorry.
are.
But here's the difference. We're moving on.
All right.
Wait a minute.
Well,
Trust me.
We can't move on. We must take a break.
Take a break.
We'll be doing that story Monday and
Yeah.
Tuesday if you missed it.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Hello there. Josh is here. Christy is here. Ryan Singer, comedian extraordinaire, auteur, and author is here. And Bob has made a triumphant return.
Yes, thank you. I'm here to fill in for Tommy while he's got some stuff going on. and
Tom is chained in front of the building.
It's good to see
morning.
you all.
Yeah, great to see you.
Really
To see
is.
you too.
And
this is a
especially
great
Ryan, I haven't
surprise.
seen
Yeah.
you in a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Where are
it's been a
you
while.
performing, by the way?
I'll be at Mason City Limits Comedy Club in Mason City, Illinois this weekend. Or
Not to
tonight,
be missed.
Tonight and tomorrow.
All right.
Well, that'll be this weekend.
Yeah. So I guess I would.
That'd be
yeah.
tonight and tomorrow. Then.
Tonight and
Okay.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
It is Friday, right?
Yeah, it is Friday.
Yeah.
Man,
okay.
am I glad I came in on a Friday.
Yeah, no joke.
What's a full week?
Oh,
Clock
jeez.
out.
Yeah.
Short week, huh?
Because everything, every day feels like Saturday, and this today really feels like a Friday.
Saturday for me.
Seriously, do you-
hear
Really feels like I have no idea what day it is.
I was going to ask, do you really actually not know what
I
day
actually
it is?
had to make sure that today was Friday when I came in.
Isn't that the truth? Because our year-end break, the longest break we get, is coming up. And
Yeah, 4 more days.
You get to, tour like Tuesday or Thursday of that first week. What day is it?
What day is it?
Isn't that a great feeling?
We are like that every day. We have no idea what day it is.
Oh, that's dynamite. Aren't we all,
Braggart.
aren't we all happy for Bob?
Yeah, we are.
That's
He
great.
loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I
think
always
you
like
have-
to talk to myself in the third person. Bob is great. Yes.
Bob is wonderful.
All right.
You ever think you have what it takes to confront drug traffickers in Rio de Janeiro?
Nope.
No.
I watch Narcos.
Sure don't.
Are you going to have another season of Narcos? Gosh, I hope so.
You don't want to be on a SWAT team? There's a group out there called Skull Experience offering tourists.
Isn't there a strip club called Skull Experience?
When you want some head, try Skull.
You want
Experience.
skull? We got it.
We got acres of skull.
Check this out. They're offering tourists a chance to train like Brazil's elite SWAT teams at a beachside hotel in the popular resort town of
Isn't Brazil
Buesos.
under siege
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
So
These guys don't sound like they're very good.
if you're going to this resort town of Buesos near Rio, military police officers will teach guests how to, I think they're teaching guests how to shoot airsoft guns, scale walls, and conduct interrogations because they want you to be able to enjoy your vacation.
So it's a SWAT team fantasy camp?
Yes, exactly,
Wow.
Bob.
And then at the end of it, you have the option to actually stay and help. we'll cover your room.
The group's
Wow.
website says it offers similar packages for corporate retreats because nothing says bonding like going to Brazil.
We've got to do it.
Look to your left, look to your right. One of you is not coming back. Okay.
All right.
According to this story, Brazil's SWAT teams, and I have to admit, I know nothing about Brazil's SWAT teams, but they are heavily mythologized.
Made up.
Mythologized, thank you. They are the elite squads called in to handle everything from rowdy protests to operations in some of Brazil's most dangerous slums.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
To the Olympic Village.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Skull Experience. No thanks. Boy, there's a gift for somebody. I think that would send a message.
Well, I'm sure there's some fantasy camps here in America you could go to without having to go to Brazil.
Well,
and,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you probably will come back.
Yeah.
You said you leased your home out to a SWAT.
No, we offered a property that we had purchased
Yeah.
that was to be demolished, and we figured, okay, we'll let the SWAT team
Oh, yeah.
dive into it and tear it apart.
That's cool.
So they actually did a 5-hour exercise, banging in doors and.
Did you watch it? Were you able to?
No, because of the tear gas canisters.
Oh, yeah, that would be a problem.
So they actually had one problem where they shot a tear gas canister into a window and it didn't break.
Oh,
Bounced back.
yeah.
And then
Good glass.
they use it for dog training, where the dogs can sniff out something in a room and stuff.
That's great.
Pretty cool.
I wonder if there was a neighbor close by being like, "Oh, who bought the house? Who bought the land?"
That did happen. It still happens. So yes, it's pretty cool.
This is kind of a creepy story. I don't know if you were aware of this. You know, Charlie Manson passed away. Charlie Manson
I haven't
died.
heard.
Good riddance.
Yeah.
A good riddance is what, but he's not been buried yet.
Oh, really?
No.
I don't think he should be buried. I think he should be put in a meat grinder.
Yeah, or kicked into a dump or something. Who cares? So
Well,
he's
That would be
he's,
like being buried. I think you put him. What did you say?
A wood chipper like Fargo.
Like Fargo. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. A Fargo ending.
Well, Manson
to
was
hogs.
barely cold when competing bids began for his remains and belongings among relatives and longtime associates.
so he's Casey Kasem to somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah. No boy. So he's in Norway.
The value of his belongings, said to include music, artwork, writings, and at least 2 guitars, is unclear, but probate attorney said the real value of his estate could be in controlling the use of his image and the power to authorize any biographies or documentaries.
Ugh.
I see.
Yeah.
There should be no money made off that guy.
I agree 100%. Especially, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And any money should be dispersed to, I guess, families who were
Heirs
affected
of
by.
the,
yeah.
Right.
You sure would think so.
Manson devotees, whoever they are, want
They're
to
out there. Isn't he
want to
married?
prevent his ashes. No, that
thought he-
star girl.
I thought he married a gal while he was in prison.
I thought they
so,
were
too.
engaged, but I don't know if they ever got married. Her name was
Okay.
Star, I believe. Manson followers want to prevent his ashes from being anonymously interred with other indigent inmates.
You wouldn't want those spread anywhere either, would you?
No.
No.
Spread the evil? God, no. That'd
No.
be awful.
Okay.
No. But apparently, Charlie's on ice somewhere. I don't know where. I don't really want to know, but
Well,
They
I'm
haven't
sure
done
it's
anything with his
somewhere near the
body.
penitentiary.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm sure they have a morgue there.
if you're a Rolling Stones fan, there's a new album out today.
Really?
Yeah.
A
Well-
new Stones album?
It's called On Air. The songs came out 50 years ago.
Oh, that makes a difference.
On Air collects songs the Stones performed in 63 through 65 on BBC shows like Saturday Club, Top Gear, and the Joe Lost Pop Show.
Oh.
They had all kinds of pop.
That's
shows.
right.
Yeah.
I'm Jim Lord.
That's cool. Those BBC session albums are usually pretty great.
Yeah,
well,
they really
Keith
are.
Richards doesn't remember any of them.
Well,
Are
why
you
be-
surprised?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such a surprise.
But
Said
he'll
it-
cash the check. Yeah.
Keith says everything was frantic in those days. Their
Was-
schedule was frantic, and the fans were particularly frantic.
Keith.
And he was 19 at the time. It's all a bit of a blur, but a very pleasant one, he says. The collection consists of 32 tracks and includes Stone classics as well as Chuck Berry covers. Once again, it's out now. It's called On Air.
Is he the most surprising rocker that's still alive?
Oh,
Probably.
has to be.
He's got to be.
Yeah, it's
Gotta
like
be.
a lot of people probably. He'd been at death pools. That had to be 20 years ago.
A lot
Yeah.
of people
Yeah.
lost a lot of money on him.
I'm sure they have.
What an unbelievable
I can't believe being 19 years old and having like frantic like fans. I mean, I had barely lost my virginity at that. age.
Yeah.
At
And
age
he's-
19?
Yeah, I was a sophomore in college, and but like having like being a rock star at that age, I can't imagine how he's even able to have a normal conversation like a real person.
He
I mean, at this
can't.
point.
Have you
Probably,
Like-
yeah.
I mean, you just can't. You live in that fame world for
Yeah.
60 years.
Mhm.
Wow,
Yeah.
amazing! It is amazing he's still alive.
Jimi Hendrix has some new music coming out, too.
What?
Again? Is this album 100?
Yeah, he and Tupac got
Yeah.
together?
The hologram hits.
The upcoming album, Both Sides of the Sky, will feature 13 Hendrix tracks, 10 of which have never been released.
Oh, come on.
I'm just telling you, Bob,
You know what? I think he's alive and kicking out albums.
because he'd sell
'Cause this
more
is-
dead than he
I
would
mean,
alive.
right now, this is what, the 50th
It's
Jimi
a
Hendrix
lot of-
album with new stuff?
Probably.
A lot of album, yeah.
According
He
to
was busy for those couple of years.
Yeah.
guest musicians on the album include Johnny Winter and Stephen Stills. It will come out March 9th. It's the third in the trilogy that also included Valleys of Neptune in 2010, People, Hell, and Angels in 2013. According to recording engineer Eddie Kramer, the Hendrix estate still has some live footage of Jimmy that it plans to release as well.
I just find that hard to believe.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi a step closer to induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They won the fan vote, pulling ahead of the Moody Blues, Dire Straits, The Cars, and Judas Priest. The top 5 fan vote winners get 1 extra vote in the official balloting, which is made up of industry professionals. The 2018 inductees will be announced on Wednesday.
Okay.
And Neil Young fans have the opportunity to buy some rare stuff of his, rare model trains, Hawaiian shirts, and golf shoes among the items.
I don't picture him on a golf course.
I don't
Yeah, or wearing a Hawaiian
But
shirt.
I know he's a huge
model train guy.
model train guy. Didn't he have a whole
A model train guy?
Yeah,
Did-
big
Apparently, he had
model
quite
trains.
the layout that he actually would build.
Didn't
I mean,
he buy
Yep.
the company? I thought he owned Lionel.
Did
for
he
a
buy
while.
Lionel?
I think so.
Is that correct,
Am I
Dean? Yeah.
doing that? Yeah.
He did
Yeah.
buy Lionel? Wow.
Yeah, he also
And then
Young.
Buster and Lionel.
keep
Was that
thinking
me? Did everyone hear that?
I heard
I heard
a
Okay.
whispering
All
too.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
That's how Dean talks to us every now and then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I kind of.
Oh, I've never been hooked up to these headphones.
You're in the loop. You don't want to be in the loop.
You know what?
You've
This is
never
the-
ha-
I have
Dean never spoke to you?
heard Dean speak in my headphones.
Really? Well, he doesn't speak in mine either. I think he just speaks in chicks and.
Well, they just came in here, and
He doesn't speak to me at all. So
Really?
I don't, yeah.
On air or off
Aren't
air.
you lucky?
Right. Yeah.
Hey,
Wow.
speaking of tools,
Yes.
Josh,
Is it that time?
it's time for the Napa tool. It's
need
time
the
for the Bob
music.
and Tom Show Tool of the Week. Does Bob and Tom Show have a tool of the week? Does it? It doesn't have music.
There's a theme song, isn't there? And, I know there's an intro.
No, that's not it. That's
not
the.
No.
No, that's the outro. That's the intro.
Oh,
That's
here's,
it.
here's time for the tool. Here's the Bob and Tom Tool of the Week.
Wackadoo, 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 wackadoo.
Who is the tool of the week, chick?
How about this? Well, we're going to choose it, Bob, and you get a vote.
Okay.
How about that?
I'd like to.
In the world of criminals, the guy who fell through the ceiling and landed at the feet of policemen.
So funny. He was hiding in the attic.
He was hiding in the attic.
The policeman was speaking to his wife, I believe, and he fell right.
Right at his feet.
through, yes.
Hilarious.
It
He
was
said,
his-
is
I don't
there
wanna
a
correct-
problem off of this?
Oh,
It
please
was
correct me if I'm
It
wrong.
was his girlfriend.
Oh,
and his
okay,
wife,
yeah.
And she was arrested for
Concealing.
concealing an. Yeah, she got in trouble
criminal.
as well.
Woman who fled police on her scooter. I don't remember
yeah.
this
Stole a child's scooter.
No, it was in her car, I believe.
You know what? I'm going to stop.
You know what? You're just making up stuff,
Yep,
aren't you?
yep. I'm just going to go ahead and knock it off because
one. My favorite thing.
even when I am wrong, you would think my lovely friend and coworker would maybe just let it slide.
maybe
Nope.
slide. No.
Has to,
Oh, no, she'll
has to
point it
point
out.
out
Wait a minute.
every.
Is there a third choice, chick?
Oh, there's all kinds of choices.
I'm curious to hear
Get
what
comfortable.
The lady was all drugged up, and they pulled her over. And
on a
she-
scooter.
No,
No.
she had a scooter apparently in the car.
No, she
took
didn't.
off on.
Oh.
Took a
That
child's
was in
scooter.
Josh's story.
How about a man who stabbed a friend?
Oh, I'm sorry. The facts don't matter on the show,
No.
do they?
What?
Well, sorry, Thomasina. How about a man who stabbed his friend for not bringing him beer?
Ooh.
No, that's a little too
remember that?
violent.
Stabbed him right in the knee. Right, Christy?
correct.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh.
See, that sounded like
Yeah.
you were lying. Pervert flashing with a sausage roll.
No, that guy was
No,
just
that-
making a joke. It was
Yeah.
funny. Who of us wouldn't?
I would do that.
Exactly.
I would do that.
Anything
But I
phallic
would use
shaped, I put it-
use a summer sausage. Is that what it was?
It was more of a pig in a blanket.
Some thief tried to ruin Christmas, stole a life-sized elf on a shelf.
No.
Yeah, who cares?
Isn't that a? Are
Is that
there
a-
life-size?
Is that a person
There
just getting
apparently
paid to be
is.
an elf?
Probably. Yeah.
Yes,
Some loser has a 2-week job.
No.
Yeah.
he stole a dwarf. Yes.
No, Ryan.
Who books that?
It's Ryan needs a
Because I'm
gig.
free for the holidays. Yeah.
It was a stuffed. Never mind. How about the guy who stuck a note in Jesus' statue's butt?
Well, no, that was
Centuries ago.
it was the first time capsule. Essentially, remember they said that.
Hang
Yes.
on. Is that right, Christy?
No, it was at the foot of the cross, wasn't it? Not in his butt.
Well, then, you know what?
Tom said it was in his butt.
And I wouldn't put it past him,
You know
too.
what?
Tell us it was in his butt.
Yeah.
Not let us see the story.
See, here's what happens, Bob. Tom writes the news now, and we just read it.
Yeah,
So
we
now
don't always
he's
get the
making up
facts.
stuff.
Exactly.
So he can do butt jokes.
Are you serious? The story you read about this, it was left at the foot of the cross?
It was in the foot of the cross. They took it out. There was a time capsule there.
Tom?
It didn't say anything about his butt.
Unbelievable.
I thought it was in the Jesus's.
He said it was in his butt.
That is what Tom told us.
Gluteal cleft.
I think it was
He
part of
said
the
that.
cross. I don't think it was in his butt.
Well, that's what I kind of thought. It
Gluteal
sounded
cleft
very
You know what? I vote for
Great
the guy who
prog
fell
rock
out of the
band
ceiling.
Hang on.
I vote for Tom for making up news so that he can tell some crappy butt joke.
Oh. Well, we got more. How about the woman who charges her family for Christmas dinner?
Oh.
I kind of like this lady. I thought,
Wasn't it like $32?
yeah, it
You know
wasn't
what?
cheap.
No, $36
Christmas
per
dinner is
person.
not cheap.
It's true. The airplane that
Okay.
got grounded because the plane, the restroom was full. All
They're
the
broken,
toilets
yeah.
were full.
Restrooms are broken.
Wait a minute, we're going back to the Jesus note
I thought it was in the cross.
not in the cross, in his gluteal cleft, or
Well, here's how the headline is: Priest's 200-year-old note found in bottom of Jesus statue, not in the bottom of Jesus. On
Tom just read
Tom
in
immediately
bottom.
assumed.
saw the word bottom
In bottom.
and
See?
lost his
Oh,
butt.
my God.
Unbelievable. That's how.
In the bottom
Oh, my
of the statue.
God.
He-
I am
Not
so mad at him right
in
now.
the statue's
That's
bottom.
Amazing.
This is kind of Tom. He didn't lie to us. He thought that's what that meant.
No, he lied to you.
He's so obsessed with that
lied to
area. Oh,
No,
you
no,
think it was
you're
a lie?
No, now wait, time out.
Bald-faced lie.
The statue was removed from the church of Santa Aguedo in Sotilio, blah, 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 blah,
That's
for
Italian for
restoration.
what's happening now.
Discovered the secret note hidden in the buttocks of Christ. It's right there in
No
the
way.
story. Yep.
Okay.
Buttocks.
So,
I'm
Tom,
looking right at
yep, Tom, you've been redeemed.
it.
I'll be
Okay.
damned.
The
Yeah.
gluteal cleft.
Well, let's see if there's.
I will
let's
never
see if-
trust a newspaper again.
Let's see if there's another story along those lines. That's the Amazon driver who went to the bathroom and the customer.
Oh, dude, she's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Took a dump right in the
Is
driveway.
that it? I vote for the guy hiding in the ceiling.
How about the Viagra factory? The odor, the mist was giving men and passing dogs boners,
Contact boners.
contact boners.
Oh, no.
Contact voter.
Here's another.
I usually play two-hand
Now you
touch
wanna
boner.
move, don't you?
Yeah.
You play
Yeah,
flag boner?
Flag boner.
Yeah, I'll be dead. Okay.
Well, yeah, let's vote here.
What do you guys like?
I vote for the guy falling out of the ceiling. I think that's pretty funny.
That was pretty funny.
After all that's happened, you vote for the guy falling out.
Because I don't believe in contact boners.
No, yeah,
Well, then how do you
we
get-
really
never
doubted
mind.
that was a
Don't you
thing.
need a little contact?
Oh, aren't you hilarious?
The ceiling guy it is.
We forgot about the guy who threw the dildo on the Patriots Bills field for the second year in a row.
Oh, winner!
And Bob is here.
Hi there.
There
Yes,
he
that
is.
Bob.
This was a fast 4 hours.
Sure
Yeah, it
was.
Isn't it
was.
fun?
Very enjoyable.
Yep.
You should come by more often.
Nobody.
Why would I do that?
Because you like us?
I like you guys, but I love sleeping.
Sure. Sometimes you just need a reminder
That's
of
right.
why you retired.
Thank you, Josh. I was going to say that, but no.
You didn't get the full reminder.
Before, sure, I'd love to come in. After, I'm not going to do that for a while. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Well. Hey, Star Wars fans have been waiting 34 years to see Luke Skywalker back on the big screen.
Not
We
me.
got Bob 2 years out. They waited 34.
Jeez.
Mark Hamill warns it might not be a joyous reunion, though.
Oh.
Oh, he's talking about The Last Jedi. It's not a particularly happy story to tell for Luke Skywalker. I don't want to give you any more hints, but of course it'll hit theaters. Do you have tickets already for this?
No.
December 15th.
I can
I
wait.
don't
I'm
think
not
he
one of
needs
those.
to give any more hints. That sounds pretty clear what's going to
If
happen.
he's the last Jedi,
Well, now.
and
Some are suggesting there might
so
be.
weren't all
Some are-
the Star Wars that have just come out, weren't they all prequels?
Yeah, the ones in the early 2000s.
See, he has these all. He knows which Star Wars go with which ones and which are prequels.
Most people, most cinephiles do. I'm not a.
What did you call yourself?
A cinephile, a fan of
movies.
cinema.
All right.
He's a fan.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
I
right.
watch.
So then
That's
a female
right.
cinema would be a cinema.
I don't enjoy movies. Only watch films.
I'm more of a cinepa kind of guy.
Cine what?
A cinepa. Sorry, I was being dumb.
I'm
Cinema.
more of a
He's
Cinnabon.
I'm a
Cinnabon. I was gonna say, looks like you've done a Cinnabon or two. Yeah.
I may have had a marathon.
Why not?
I consider myself a Cinnabanophile.
Why don't they sell Cinnabons
At a
At the
movie theater?
cinema?
at the
Because
cinema?
because of the stickiness.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we go see I, Tonya, maybe that's the time we get the what's it called? The manhole cover pretzel? What's it called?
Oh, I forget.
The
but it's
Bavarian.
the giant. It's what is it? 2 pounds?
Yeah, it's
2
like
pounds of pretzel?
Yeah, it's something.
pounds?
It's something
Like
insane.
18 inches across pretzel.
It's the size of a large pizza. I think.
Yep.
Seriously?
Yes.
Does it come with the dipping sauce, I hope?
I hope so.
Well,
I'll get the.
So how are you going to choke that down without some ranch?
You know what? A good
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 nacho cheese?
pretzel, good hot pretzel
Yes.
should not need dipping sauce.
True. Yeah.
That real buttery topping.
Oh, yeah. Oh, come on.
Now I'm hungry.
Bring it on.
I
Give
like
me
to
a
salt my
Auntie-M.
Hey,
Oh,
what did we
yeah.
learn on the show today?
That's a great.
Oh, what did we learn?
I don't know. Did they give it to you?
They didn't give it to me. They didn't give me nothing.
Bob filled in for Tom today.
There you go.
and
End
of
of
course,
show.
Yep, and get well soon. Of course, Finn, that's Tom's daughter. She's having a procedure.
Yes,
today.
much love to you.
We all are thinking of her. Tony Soprano called us. He was, of course, upset the strip club Bada Bing is closing in
Sad,
New Jersey.
sad.
And, of course, Bob knew the actual name of the Bada Bing.
And the
Satin
names
doll,
of
yeah.
Satin.
names of 8 of the dancers there. as well.
And I have 3 of their phone numbers.
Someone mused. I'm not sure which one of you did this. They talked about Sasquatch being horny.
Oh, Bob suggested they'd be
I believe
humping
that
things,
was
yeah.
me.
Okay.
Would it not?
Let's see. Bob bought pot in Bend, Oregon.
I did.
Do you remember the name of the flavor you purchased?
No, I don't.
Do you remember much from that night?
The stars were nice.
And you giggled, if I recall.
They were
Did you
big and
not?
bright, deep in the heart of Oregon.
Oregon.
Comedian Ryan Singer was a substitute teacher one time. Now he's an author, and you can get his book on Amazon.
Author Ryan Singer.
Search Ryan Singer. There it is. We tried a bunch of passwords for Tom's computer to try to break in. None of
Nothing
them worked. One of them was deuces. And where my hair goes.
We are children.
Check out the Bob and Tom store for T-shirts, the camel toe, mistletoe hoodie, etc.
Yes.
Was
Josh.
that was Ace just giving you an applause thing? Applause.
He was.
That's
he
a time
was,
cue card.
signaling me. Just another reason you should have the VIP camera. Joshua was a bass in high school or a bass? Which one?
Bass.
Bass, yeah.
Bass.
And in the show choir in high school. Now, of course, he sings Mr. Grizz. Donnie Baker, glad to hear Bob on the show. His boat is still for sale. Call his pager. Ryan Singer lives a Sam's Club's lifestyle, a Costco lifestyle, everything in bulk.
Right.
No limits. And, of course, the most troubling item we heard about today, Ryan got kicked off Tinder for
Cautionary tale.
making
Yes,
his
indeed.
No dick
profile
pics.
picture his
Wow.
junk. And Bob,
Yes.
we'll see you next time.
When is that?
You let us know.
Let's not muddy the waters with particulars.
All right. We don't want particulars.
It's the Bob and Tom Show. Yes.